We getting there? Slowly and surely? Like a snail?
Is Shirley here?
Shirley? Where's Shirley? Shirley? Are we on? All right. Sometimes it takes a second for it to get there. Hey, everybody, we're back here with Day 2 Creativation 2025, and we are starting off with the amazing Dina. Hello.
Hi.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm good.
Good.
I think I stayed up a little too late dancing, but that's all good.
Really? Can I see some moves?
With the music, it's a whole lot better. Like, I was getting down. We had pour some sugar on me. We had some fun last night.
That's awesome.
Did you have a good night last night?
Yeah, it was good.
Yeah? Did you get some good sleep?
No. Are we supposed to sleep at these things?
I feel like no, but I want to.
I go home and lie in bed and catch up on all the episodes I've missed with White Lotus and Yellow Jackets, and that's what I'm doing for a whole day when I get home.
I recently got into Hacks.
Oh, it's so
Hacks.
Well written and good.
Love that show.
I can't wait for the new season.
That's a good one. Yeah.
Did you watch Severance?
No.
Oh.
Do I need to see that one? Is it on my list?
Yes.
Okay.
One of the most unique things on television. Anyway, one of the most unique things at this show.
And segue.
And my new ledger journal, it came out, a month or two ago? The good news is we bought about enough for a couple years. The bad news is they sold out in 3 weeks. The good news is like a yay boo story. Yay, this came out. Boo, it sold out really quick. Yay, there's more coming. Boo, they're on the water. So I think the hit the port date might be May 17th.
Okay.
For the next shipment. And then there are some that are getting aired in that it's very expensive to freight in.
Do you put a pre-order in, or do you have to
I don't know.
Okay.
So that is above my pay grade. Somebody else here may know that. The guy with the South African accent who runs the place might know that. Anyway, but more are coming. So, it'll be good. We'll watch us have too many later. But
so for those that have no idea what this journalism, the story behind it, because it's an amazing story.
Yeah. So listen, I got hooked on ledgers because of Diane Reed. When I first taught at Diane's store, we figured out, I think it was 2009, and I joined her intern in 2014. So I've known Diane a really long time, and she had just. She was working in this giant heavy ledger, and I know she does flip throughs of it all the time. So if you find her channels and stuff, I guarantee you can find a video of her flipping through. It's really, really beautiful and cool and heavy, and she gave me a ledger on that trip, and I was like, this is the best. And so she got me hooked on ledgers, and I would, Arizona, where I live, we don't have good antiques. You need to be on the East Coast. You need to be somewhere else. You don't find vintage treasures really in Arizona,
Unless somebody has brought them in especially for something.
You have to bring them in. Dealers and vendors will go out and source, and then that's sort of it. Anyway, so I never run across them really, but I troll eBay sometimes for them. And I found this ledger on eBay, and sometimes they want a lot of money for these. I want to say I paid about $120. And I know, it's a lot, right? So, and it came, and it was essentially this size. And it was a ledger from a hardware store from Chapel, Pennsylvania, and full of just from 1924, full of the most beautiful handwriting and people's names. And so Alan Stouffer bought a roll of 20 pounds of roofing tin on June 18th, 1924.
I'm trying to see if there's anything in here that I can read, but you've covered it up.
Yeah.
You've arted
it ends up covered up. Floor varnish, A.G. Kriebel. Bought two one quart jars of floor varnish for $2.80 in 1924. So we did have to clear it with the lawyers because there are real people's names in here. But we figured it's been over 100 years, and they said it was all right. So I sent the ledger to Ranger and said, "This is what I want, and I want paper that won't fall apart and doesn't smell musty and moldy." And not going to give anybody allergies, because some of those old books will trigger people's allergies because of the mildew and the mold and stuff like that.
And they won't be able to hold up.
And they don't hold up. No. And then if you could fill 100 of these, and you could tear them up and tear a page out, and you don't feel like, oh, it's precious.
Yeah.
Because it's reproduced on nice paper. It's great to work on.
So I have to ask, where is the original ledger?
At home in my studio. Yeah.
Like it's a little precious, like sitting right there.
Nothing in that studio is precious.
It is rubber chicken.
Right there. Yeah. Right there on the shelf is where it's going to be. So, yeah, it's just right there. And I'll art in it one day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, you will?
Yeah.
Oh, was it doing it again?
Oh, is
my
your
gimbal is
your
going?
gimbal is gimbaling weird?
Yeah.
Well, I shifted it back over down a little bit. Maybe that's why it's doing it.
It's all right.
We were
Keep going.
okay.
Rhonda
We're gonna roll.
Rhonda has to just
She's gonna roll with the punches.
a make it work moment. What we always say is we're Gumby, and people don't know who Gumby is. Do you guys know who
Oh,
Gumby is?
absolutely.
Okay, all right. Anyway, I'll say that, and people are like, who's Gumby? I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm old. Anyway, so this just came out. I promise more's coming. That's the story for the Ledger. I had a release, how many weeks ago? Not quite 2 weeks ago, I don't think, like right before the show. What came
Good
out?
timing for a release.
I
right
know,
before the show.
not
That
bad.
kind of makes sense, right?
Yeah, so not that one. There are 6 new colors that came out in my paint line. I love my paint. I know I'm biased, but I love it. It's easy to use, it's buttery, the colors are spectacular, and I get to choose them. So I choose colors that I'm like, you know what I wish I had?
Yeah.
I wish I had blah. And then that's how I choose colors, okay?
Do you feel like sometimes your colors over the years, like you gravitating, like it comes in cycles?
Well, we evolve and we, for sure. You go through little, and in this, so I bought a pencil actually that was this color.
Oh.
And I used it on literally everything, and I was like, I need this to be a paint color because this pencil is not cutting it for me. So that's what sort of, precipitated these 6 colors. They've actually been done since last October, September, October, but you can't release springy colors in October. That's really weird. So we waited till springtime. The colors are lavender, and I suck at naming things. So sometimes they're a boring name like lavender, but that one's fun. Sunshine, papaya, minty, taffy, and watery. And I know. People are like, what's watery? No, that's the name of the color. Your paint's watery?
No. It's like a who's on first kind of situation.
I know, I'm like, no, anyway, I might regret that one at some point, but.
It's a good talking point.
It is a good talking point, but it's for me, it's the star. Like, I love this color, but I'm a natural blue. So I really do enjoy, as are you.
I resonate.
Yeah.
I resemble them remark.
When we're natural blues, we've got to blue.
Yeah.
And I'm a scuba diver. I'm a scuba instructor. I love the blue water. I love turquoise water
All
and
the
stuff
things.
like that. So when I did my swatches, though, for the live that I did, I was shocked how many colors of purple paint I have in my line. And I don't wear purple.
Yeah.
I like purple in my journals a
You
lot.
have purple on your glasses.
Yeah, I guess. I don't own a purple shirt. I own purple Birkenstocks.
Oh, okay.
Little color there. All right.
Like deep purple or light purple?
They're light.
Okay.
It's actually,
Yeah.
I
Lavender.
literally own lavender Birkenstocks. So I need to find something to match that, I guess. I don't know. Because I was a teenager in the 80s. Your socks match your, oh, look at my boots.
Oh, I love it.
So we've got,
Yeah.
you've got to match everything because I'm from the 80s, and my kids are like, you're not supposed to match that much. I'm like, oh yes, you are.
Yeah.
Your
The belt,
necklace,
the shoes with the purse. With
correct.
The,
This is Esprit. Remember Esprit
Yes.
and Benetton
Yes.
and
The
anyway.
colors of Benetton.
That's right. All right.
Yeah,
so
before we get too involved, you
Yes.
were also mentioning in our class that one of your scribble sticks is going to be
It is.
retired. So remind everybody, so if you want to get this, if you do not have it, go get it now.
one of the issues we have with scribble sticks is you don't use them up. Good for you, bad for us.
Yeah.
So a decision has to happen when we run low on something. We have to look at the minimum requirement of ordering.
Yeah.
And if they want us to order 5,000, then you say, okay, at this rate of sales, how long will this many units sit in our warehouse? And if it's going to sit there for a really long time, it's not worth the warehouse space,
Yeah.
right? And this is not just Ranger. This is how retail decisions are made.
Yeah.
Okay, this is the nature of retail, and nothing's evergreen. I've tried. I'm like, never discontinue that stencil, and then they ditch it. And then Ellen just goes, design something new.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I like
So
that.
anyway, this is set 3. I must have used it. I must have got paint on the cover. Usually it would look a little better than that. Shocker, I know, it's not like me. But it's the set that has the pastels, not these pastels. It's got heather, mineral, by the way. Mineral is such a good color. Sage, I believe. I don't remember, apricot.
Sand.
Sand. No, carnation.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Oh, and sand, yeah. And then the metallics. The metallic paints, except for gilt, have been discontinued for a while. But the scribble stick. Now, these sticks, though, are stellar on dark paper. So if you have my craft journal,
I love your craft
me
journal.
too, and they discontinued the 6x6 one, and I almost chained myself to the gates.
And this is actually still.
We brought that back, and then it sold out again, and then we reordered it.
It's just got you get a different page every
Yeah,
time.
you
It's
get.
like one of my favorite things.
You've got craft in here.
Okay, shout out to anybody watching who has this journal.
Yeah,
You know,
it's the OG.
it is the OG, and I remember when you released it. It was about 6 years ago, 7 years ago.
No, it was early. Yeah, about 7 maybe.
Yeah. And I was just like,
Yeah. Burlap. I got so much grief for the burlap though.
why?
Because people are, it can be intimidating to turn to it and be like, what the heck do I do with this? And for me, what I always say, for the different substrates in these journals, you already know what to do on it. You feel like you don't, and I get that. 100% acknowledge that. Because you think, oh, does it need something special? Nope.
Yeah.
Do you know how to paint on paper? You know how to paint on fabric.
Yeah.
Is it going to look different? Yes. Is it going to require a different amount of paint? Yes. There's one in here. That's scribble stick on canvas. So,
I love it.
Even the burlap. I use the burlap a lot, kind of as a bulletin board. I have to admit. But can you paint on the burlap? Yes. I staple stuff to it.
To me, that's kind of fun.
Yeah,
like a
the
framework.
texture.
Yeah.
And
just as I'm flipping through, I like to feel the different things.
yeah, it's
I like
don't
the
know.
change.
It's visual variety. It's an artistic challenge. I don't know. You can stencil. You can stamp on the burlap. You can draw on it. Scribble sticks work on all of it. It's just going to look and feel different. It will seep through.
Yeah.
So then you either put a backing paper and mask, protect it, or you let it seep through, and then you've got an instant background on the other one.
Yeah,
right?
something else going on there.
Yeah. So you just
Well, I
just
think
need to unclench, is what I'd say. All right, and then, but this set, including the metallics, is stellar on the craft.
I love the freedom in how you just art.
I can't do it any other way because I can't do anything exact. I wish.
No, why would you want to do something that's not you?
It's not me. I mean, it's not me because I don't have the skill, and I also haven't practiced. So Kat Bennett, who is a drawing teacher, her book, The Confident Creative, everybody should own it and read it every year. The Confident Creative by Kat Bennett. I recommend it in so many classes that I teach. In that book, she says 2 things that changed my life. This is Rosy, by the way, which is a metallic pink, and it is an awesome color, by the way.
Like a rose gold kind of thing?
The 2 things she said in that book that changed my life are, number 1, your results are equal to your devotion.
Nice.
What are you devoted to?
Oof.
I'm devoted to my cell phone because I think devotion is how you spend your time.
Well, so then I would say myself.
I'm trying to get there. So, devotion is how you spend your time.
Yeah.
What do you spend time on? So if you are devoted to art journaling, you work at it. If you are devoted to drawing, guess what? You work at it. If you're devoted to your dog, your cat, your kids, your family, you can't say that you are devoted to your family and then never spend time with your family. You're just not. Right? So,
I'm always in awe of those that can do the amazing calligraphy and just how many hours that I know they have to put in to maintain that, get that hand strength, get all that. And it's
practice.
There's just so much work. And everybody's like, oh my God, I did this so, and I'm like, they have spent years getting there.
Well, what did Malcolm say? 10,000 hours.
Yeah.
10,000 hours it takes to become good at something.
Was it master or just get good at it? I can't remember.
For him, it was like to be world class at something.
Okay.
Like pianist, the Beatles, hockey players.
Yeah.
Like, if you want to be really like top of your field at something, that's 10,000 hours a lot.
And so how many 10,000 hours of faces have you been drawing?
You know what? And again, I taught myself, and if Diane were here, I'd have her tell you how much she loved my early faces. She loves to tell people how crappy they were. And, compared to, how I've evolved, they are. But you know why I loved them? Because I told myself my whole life I couldn't do it. And then when I was like, oh, it might be a serial killer, it's still a person, right? So you know, and then as you practice and evolve and grow and take classes and work at it, and then your interests change, and then you might be doing them a different way for artistic license, and you know, it's just so fun. And I like them. Some people are like, I would never draw a face. Great. Now I'm into bears.
I was wondering, like, what's your new thing lately? Bears in the butts too.
Bears and fawns. No, you know. Okay, so not trying to get political, but when there was that meme that went around TikTok, would you rather meet a man you don't know or a bear in the woods, or in the woods, and all the women chose the bear, and then we're like, why? Anyway, that's when I started drawing bears. And when I post them on Instagram, I'm like, hashtag I choose the bear. My pin board is called I choose the bear for references.
Are they cute bears? Are they like bears?
Well, they're on the.
I haven't even looked.
You can see them.
Go back and see them.
Yeah, there might be. Let's see, what journal is it? Maybe this one. Can't remember where I put the bears, but there's a couple on the boards because I'm just like, I love them. They make me so happy. I choose the bear. Dang it.
I'll flip through.
Flip.
I'll flip and see if I can find one.
Oh, it might be in here.
Oh, is it in this one? Okay, I'll look here. We're looking for bears.
Bears, beats, Battlestar Galactica.
There's a fawn.
I do love my fawn.
Oh, there's a bear.
There's a bear. There we go.
Found a bear. I choose the bear.
Yeah. Anyway, so that gives you an idea with the. And so then that means that the new light colors are also going to pop on the craft, the acrylic paint as well. And so this is the watery, this is the lavender, that's the minty. So they just look really good on the dark. So
fantastic.
Yeah, super fun. So yeah, but anyway, long story short, this set 3. So if you don't have this set, this is one we're not going to reorder.
So get it while you can.
Yeah. So get it while you can. And it probably is my least used of. I've been talking so much. I'm like, blah, blah, blah.
I'm starting to sound like a giant frog. So it's all good.
My least used of all of the sets. However, am I sad it's going away? Yes, because when you need these light colors, you need them.
Right.
So I am a little bummed, but I also understand. And there's new sticks coming in colors that haven't been in stick form yet. I think they're on the water actually.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So what would that be? It would be fur, sapphire, mustard, anyway, malachite. So the more recent colors that have come out in the last year or so they will show up in stick form. So
fabulous.
Making room for more. So.
Which means, and again, like you said, that they last for forever. So
they do.
Therefore, you have room, and
you
know.
Exactly.
Now, you also had mentioned, and I'm sure a lot of people are like, but it's in this pretty tin. I want to keep it in the tin, but it's like, you know. And
can you see what
all of them are on this side right now.
Started using this tin as a palette.
Yeah.
I find it so fiddly to take your sticks in and out of this plastic mold. Yeah. I just hate it. So if I'm traveling with them and I want to use them, I just tip them over into the lid. Mm-hmm. They also don't break. Like, honestly, they're so sturdy. The only one I've ever broken is the neon pink, because the neon pigments are softer. Mm. Even in your paints, neons are very transparent. From cross brands, because the neon pigment that you have to use, it almost is like a glaze. It by nature, the neon pigment, the ingredient, is going to be transparent. So you can go over to Golden and swatch their paint, their neon, and it's going to be transparent. It just is.
Yeah.
Okay. Transparency of paint. See the difference between taffy and then how opaque the transparent the
opaque
stoked is. Yeah. Opaque, transparent. Right.
Or
see-through.
now it's a blend.
Or now it's a blend, and then you just turn it into a background.
I do have to say, the squeeze bottle format you have for your paints, that is one of my favorite things.
It is really nice.
Because it's just, you get a little bit, you can even scribble. I mean, like just all the parts.
And you only need a little.
Yeah.
Number one mistake people make in classes with me is they use way too much paint. It's like, you don't need a fraction of the paint that you are putting out. You just don't need it. Of course, we try not to waste it, but...
I think that's what I like about your squeeze bottles is that it's lending itself to not over pouring.
Yeah.
Because with the bigger bottles, you're like, and then a bunch comes out, and then you're like, okay, well, there it goes, and, you know, yeah.
Every now and then you're going to get a brush that drops a lot of bristles, like this one is, and they're not supposed to.
You didn't see that.
Well, no, I mean, it happens. So honestly, if you get one like this, I would email Ranger.
Okay.
I'd be like, my brush is really dropping. I mean, 1 or 2 is normal. Ever since yesterday, I'm like picking bristles out, and I was even like, something wrong with this brush. And if you abuse your brushes and leave them in the water.
Yeah. Well, we're all guilty of that.
Yeah. Somebody came up to me and said, how many...
well, why don't you just leave it there? It's texture.
Yeah, sure. It looks like a hair, though. It looks like it looks a little bit like you're
like
dirty.
Ran through a cat
it's like your cat. I do have a black cat now, and I'm like, I'm shedding. Oh, wait, it's not blue. It's my cat's hair. She's so funny. She's feral. Well, she's not feral anymore, but I did take her from a feral cat colony. Well, she wanted to be taken. She voluntold herself. She was walking up to us basically like, get me the heck out of here. So, really, she was. And so I took her home, and she's in love with my dog.
Aww.
In love.
I love that.
When my dog goes out to go to the bathroom.
Now, what does your dog think of the cat, though?
She likes her.
Okay.
Yeah, because
not in love, though.
Yeah, well, she tolerates. No, she likes her. They do play. If my dog goes out to go to the bathroom, Nori, my cat, I don't let Nori out because of the bird flu. And I don't trust her. I don't know if she'll come back. I think she might be like, I remember running with the wolves. So I don't let her out, but she's an indoor cat. But she stands at the sliding glass door and cries.
Aww.
While Piper's out there.
Buddy?
She's like,
well, you ever thought about putting her on a leash?
You know, I did get one, and she just was like, this is weird.
Did she do like the cat flop and
Yes.
just kind of lay there?
She
and
was like,
no.
Then she's like, wait, I'm out. Wait, no. Wait. But again, the bird flu is really bad in Arizona.
Yeah.
And a bunch of the zoo, look how cool those.
We're just talking, and she's.
I mean, I love my new colors. They're so good, my friends.
They are. They're beautiful.
They're so good. Let's use up the rest of this paint palette. Should we make a couple of flowers?
Sure.
Let's just do a blob. Here's how to make a tulip. Parentheses. There you go. See how I just made a parenthesis and a parenthesis? Done.
Tulip.
Parenthesis. Parentheses. Done. There you go.
I feel like she's just channeling the fact that we're in spring.
Honestly, so true. Even though in Arizona we're already so hot.
I heard you guys get over 100.
Oh, it's like, and you can't walk your dog, and we have fake grass because it's the only thing that's green out there, right?
Mm-hmm.
So,
Turf.
And it gets so hot, like you can't stand on it. Like the Piper will run out and do her business and run back in because it's just way too hot. So it's.
I mean, living in Austin, we get some hot days, and in the summer it can be unbearable. Not as close as you guys.
You're more humid though, right?
More humid than you, but we're not.
You're not
exactly
like Houston.
Humid.
You're not
no,
Houston.
We're not
humid.
Houston.
Yeah.
No, we'll go. 90. We'll go pretty much the entire July, August, September with no rain. And if we have rain, we're like, what gods have just come down on us? What is this?
So if there's a 20% chance of rain in Arizona, it makes the news. The lead story.
No, the crazy thing where I
am not kidding.
Yeah.
You're like, in Seattle, if there's 20% chance of rain, it means go ahead and have your outdoor wedding.
Yeah, yeah. Like you're good.
You're good. Go ahead and get married in the backyard.
Yep.
In Arizona, it's like 20% chance of rain in one county in the north. Woo!
And everybody freaks out, and then nobody knows how to drive.
No, and then because there isn't a lot of rain, when it does rain, all the oil and the junk that's never been washed off the roads.
And it gets so slick.
Oh my gosh.
Slides.
And then I'm like, I mean, I grew up in Michigan, Ohio, and England. And so I'm like, do you people not know how to drive in weather? They don't. What I always tell people too, when they start making fun of us when we get cold, when it hits 70, is here's what I say. Here's the deal. Our highs are 120. Okay? What's that difference? So 50 degree difference. So if your highs are 90, subtract 50 degrees from 90.
And you're just, oh my God, it's so hot.
And then you're going to be cold when it's 40.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
That's why we're cold when it's 70.
Yeah.
And I didn't get that when I first moved in or first moved there.
Well, you get used to the temperature that you live in, and it's an adjustment.
I just didn't know that it was going to be a special kind of hell for.
Do you regret your decision to moving there?
Yeah, seriously. My boys were all born and bred there, three boys, and my youngest is always like, I want to live in the cold. I'm like, you do that.
Go see what it's like.
You'll be back, and you'll see. I'm like, go ahead.
Enjoy those slushy months.
Yeah. And it's a good experience. I mean, and when I get really depressed about the weather, actually, is September and October.
Why?
Because it's still so hot.
Oh, yeah,
It is so hot. Like, I mean, September is still 120. So, and then I grew up in Michigan. I mean, I'm like, it's marching band season. My kids were marching band kids. They couldn't. They would cancel football games because it was too hot for the kids, or they start them at 10 p.m.
Oh my gosh, that's late.
So it's like, how do you?
See, our high school starts at 9:15, and so if you're doing any kind of outside stuff, any practices, they do it first thing in the morning, so it isn't so hot.
Yeah.
So they don't have the after-school stuff, and therefore they're not able to do the football in the morning, because we're Texas, football is everything revolves around football. So my kids were marching band, and I have one in football in high school right now too. So thank God they practice in the morning, and it's still hot.
It is hot, but it's better than 4 p.m. or 3 p.m. after school. Yeah.
So at least they thought about that. That was smart on their end.
I mean, my kids they wouldn't wear their wool marching band uniforms are made out of wool. Right?
Well, they've changed them.
Oh, have they?
Yeah, now it's like this stretchy shirt thing that they wear. It's really cool.
Huh.
They have still the overall-y looking things, right? And then they have and then they can change the top that goes with the band show. It's really cool.
Yeah. Anyway, all right. So those are the new colors. Super fun in the new journal.
I love it.
Yeah.
See, look at that.
That's what's
and I
new.
love how you've done your stencil on top of the flowers.
Yeah, you got a mixed media FIA, right? I mean, they're basic.
And just having the words behind it. It's like the page is already built for you
because
it
just gives you the coolest effect. There. I love to paint over the stuff, and it's like an instant background.
Yeah. Well, thanks so much for shooting the breeze with me.
Yeah, thank you.
Talk about our cats and bears.
Cats and bear. We choose the bear. Hashtag.
Bear, bear, bear.
There are bear stamps coming. People are like, is that a stamp? I'm like, no, but the stamp will look just like that because that's what I drew and made it into a stamp.
Guess what? Well, I'm going to snag my mic.
You betcha.
And thank you so much for everything.
You're so welcome.
Have an amazing day.
You
I'm
too.
Sure I'll bump into you again.
And go look at the bear with the crown.
Is it? Okay, I got to find the bear. Where's the bear?
There, and there's, I think, on that board.
Are we over here at the...
Oh, yeah.
There he is. Okay.
He's so cute.
Look at that.
We choose him.
Look at our cute little bear. Little bear, bear, bear. Love the bear. All right, so let's continue. We had a nice chill time with Dina Wakley. I love that. We had a good one-on-one with her for a good long time, and I felt like I was just chatting with an old friend because I've known her for years. It's great. All right, so we are obviously in Ranger. We are going to try to swing back around to Ranger towards the end of this live because Simon is going to be demoing. So we got Dina on the front end, and we're going to get Simon on the back end. But they've been passing out all the cool stuff. We're going to talk more with Simon, and we got to hear what there is. So, but for just it's cool. I will have to say though, look, they went and got voodoo donuts. That is the thing here in Seattle are the voodoo donuts. They're pretty good. All right, moving on down the road. Now, I did want to address really quickly about the internet here and possibly being a little bit grainy while we are filming live. And I had a big debate where I was like, okay, do I go live? Do I catch everything? Or do I film it and then edit and bring it home? And I decided even if it is a tiny bit grainy, the lives are just, they're just, that's what we're here for, right? You never know what's going to happen. I don't want to edit out anything that's happening. So it's just, we're going live and we're going to grin and bear it. So hopefully, I'm sorry if it's a bit grainy, and I think some areas are a bit better. But yeah, still stick with us. And don't forget to like and subscribe. And shout out where you guys are watching from. I would love to know. All right. Over here we have Golden with the amazing golden paints. Hello. Are you guys busy? Yes. Nope. Do you mind if we film and ask questions? Where am I from? I live in Texas, Austin. Well, Pflugerville specifically, but then I thought it looked like I'm in Dr. Seussville, so it's all good.
I've got one at 10:30.
We're seeing. Just, is there anything new on the horizon? Any fun things that you want to discuss or talk about or let people know about? I mean, golden paints. I think we all know the amazing golden paints. You have the most phenomenal paints, and they are second to none.
Thank you.
And a wide range of different types of paints.
Sure. Yeah. Well, so we've got 5 lines of acrylic paint. Today we've got them set up kind of by viscosity, which means the thickness of the paint. So as you move along, you get very buttery, soft buttery paint on the left here with our heavy body, our open, which is our slow drying acrylics, Then our fluid, which is a little bit more in between, kind of like heavy cream. And then we've got So Flat, which is our matte line of acrylics. And then finally High Flow, which is like liquidy.
Right.
Goes through all the tools, very versatile.
And last year you had a bunch of new colors that came out. Do you have any new ones for this year as well?
No new colors.
Okay.
We have some new sets is the newest thing in our acrylics.
Hence what's up on the top there.
Up on the top row.
Fantastic.
Yeah, they all look a little bit dressed up. You get a better idea of what some of those sets are used for, like landscape sets, some mixing sets, some introductory sets, stuff like that.
And are they all just the one type of paint, or do you have any sets where it's a mix of stuff?
We have one set that is a mix of stuff right here, actually. This is called our Acrylic Explorer set, which has some smaller little...
I love that packaging. That's
thank
cute.
you. Yeah,
That's
pretty
really
cool,
cool
right?
packaging.
Yeah.
It really
I don't know how it
stands
gets
out.
put
It's a little
together, but
Magic?
yeah, something like that. But yeah, you'll see a bunch of smaller stuff. Really gives you a good idea and
like
a chance to
play.
Exactly.
See what you like.
Yeah, that's why we call it the Explorer set. So if you haven't tried any of our paints, this is a great little thing to start with. You get a good experience with this.
You never know if like, ooh, I really like that type, like that viscosity is really where I'm leaning to, or no, I really like this one. If you haven't branched out and tried the different ones, this would be a place to start with that.
Exactly. And there's some non-color options in here, so you can play with textures and different drying and sheen effects.
Very
a lot
cool.
of fun.
Now, you don't just have these. I mean, I'm seeing we have some Williamsburg paints, and then we also have our pan pastels around the corner.
Correct.
So can you tell us a little bit about the artist oils?
Sure. Williamsburg Artist Oils, if we want to walk over here.
Sure.
Yeah, Williamsburg Artist Oils. This is a line of oil paint that we acquired about 15 years ago. Very unique kind of an oil paint. We really kind of let the pigment determine the feel of the paint. So you'll find that some of our paints are very coarse, some are more fine, some are very silky smooth, which is kind of a point of differentiation that you don't normally see in a lot of oil paints. So,
Very cool.
and all handmade in upstate New York.
Nice.
With the rest of our brands. So.
And also in sets too, so if you're not sure which colors to pick, or if you're like, I don't know where to start from, then there's some sets that you can kind of get your foot in the door with that.
Exactly. And one of our new exciting projects for Williamsburg Oils is a new fluorescent oil set.
Oh.
Hard to find fluorescent oils, so we're excited about this. It'll be coming out in June.
Nice.
So keep an eye out in your local art stores and try out some fluorescent oils.
And if they don't have it, tell them to get it.
Yes, definitely.
There you go. Well, fantastic. And then anything else? I mean, we talked about the pan pastels around the corner.
Yeah, sure. Yeah,
Wanna
around
go
the
walk
corner
around
we've
it?
got
Okay.
some watercolors and some pan pastel.
Let's go check that out. I happened to notice it earlier, so.
Yeah,
but
sure.
before we go, what are these little things down here?
Oh, these are some of our non-color products, like those texture products, some of those things that really kind of alter the paint to make it
So additives
really do what you
can
want.
Kind
Exactly.
of mend in it for any of the acrylics that you can add these to?
That's right. Yeah,
Okay.
these are all acrylic products you can use in combination with when wet. You can paint on top of. You can add into. Really, just to change textures, sheens.
Hence what we're seeing like on here.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yep.
Got it.
Yeah.
Very cool. That's
Yeah,
a really
absolutely.
thick texture in that one.
Yeah, there's some pretty extreme stuff. Yeah, absolutely.
It's like,
a
let's
lot
add
of fun.
some grit and fun and all that. We're gonna swing her over here. All right, what do we got here?
This is our.
Go this side.
Yeah, sure. This is our watercolor line, core watercolors. The main difference between our watercolor line and others is that we use a different type of binder, called Aquazol. And Aquazol in its nature is very clear and very flexible. So most of our are more luminous than you would see in a typical watercolor, which does take a little getting used to, but can be a lot of fun, and people really enjoy how bright and vibrant a lot of these colors are. So.
I've played with these watercolors, and they're phenomenal. Just the amount of, I don't know, just the amount of color that goes into there. You barely have to add anything. You don't feel like, oh my gosh, I can't even see that, even for some of the lightest tones that are in here.
That's exactly right,
The color
yeah.
value is spot on.
Yeah. Well, thank you. I'm glad that you've used it. Yeah, that's good to hear.
It's fun to play with. And again, we have sets. I like sets because sets
Plenty
is
of
a good
sets.
place to start.
Yes,
And then you can
plenty
always
of sets.
add in the individual ones when you're like, oh, I just really want that color. But if you've never played with it before, it's
Sure.
a nice launching point.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and quite a large selection of sets for our watercolor side.
Very cool. And then for pan pastels, I know we're going to...
Right behind you, we got some pan pastel.
We're going to squeeze over here. And we have it here. Can we see something in action real fast? Is that cool?
If you want to, feel
Sure.
free. Yeah, new and exciting for pan pastel. We have 50,
Why am I picking white to go on white? That's kind of silly.
we have 53 new colors for pan pastel.
And for those that
are
do not
available
know
now.
what pan pastels are, like what is
Sure.
this?
Yeah, it's a pastel product that
Keep going to the same color.
the company has decided to put inside of these pans here. This is what they look like in package. The idea is that there's less breakage, there's less dust. You can really blend these together, more similar to the way you blend paint than what you could do with a normal stick pastel.
So for those, it's dry. It's not a liquid. It's more like it's, for lack of a better term, chalky texture.
Mm-hmm.
But you can add water to it if you would like to.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, absolutely. And we have these unique sponges, which are similar to makeup sponges, really. That really are designed to pick up this pastel and spread across, making big, huge color fields very, very easy. There's smaller tools as well to get little detailed work. And we acquired this company about 2 years ago, so it's been a learning curve for us. We're still learning. There's seemingly endless possibilities with pan pastel, so we're excited to have it.
Well, they're fun to play with. They're a very different type of medium to play with versus having like your wet paints because it's dry.
Sure.
So it's cool. If you've never dabbled in it or kind of played with it, it's fun. It's almost like you're trying to play with makeup, like you're like eyeshadow. I know you may not.
I've been told. Hair and makeup are not my specialty, as you can probably tell.
I don't know. I think you did a really good job styling today.
Thank you.
This is fantastic. Well, thank you so much. I truly appreciate it.
No problem. Thank you for stopping by.
Absolutely. All right. So I will put all the links to wherever all the products and all the companies that we're going through down in the information section once I get home, and definitely these will be listed. So I appreciate it.
No problem. Thank you.
All right. We're going to keep on moseying. I appreciate everything. All right. Rhonda, I think we're going to try and fix this because this is just, I think we're too far over. We're having some technical difficulties with the camera. So we're going to do a little shimmy real fast. So sorry. We're going to go to there and see if it turns on. Is it wanting to turn on at all? Did we kill it? How's it doing? Okay. Now we got to get it centered. Because I don't want, like Rhonda's having to basically hold the phone. Are we there? Give it a second. Are we doing there? There we go. I think I had moved it because that feels a little better. Is that better? Okay. Oh, come on, Rhonda. Okay. Really quick shout out for those of you who have, there we go. Here's Rhonda. She's the one who's helping in the background here. She's the amazing camera person, my 10,000 extra hands while I've been here at the show, and I could not do this without her. So thank you so much, as I like touch her in the wrong spot. Thank you so much, Eddie. I appreciate it. She's been helping me with everything from morning to evening to so much stuff behind the scenes of everything that's been going on. And she's made this show so much more fun, and we just sit up at night and giggle and laugh, and it's like a girl party in the room. So it's been fun. All right. All right, well, at least we got it down for a portion of time. Now I feel like it's staring at my feet. Well, you're not having to hold the phone. Hold the phone. Is it doing better? Okay, we're getting there. All right, let me take my little mic off real fast. And what did we miss over here? Oh, so we have Hahnemuhle. Last night we were chit-chatting. I was having a drink and she bought me a glass of wine. Hahnemuhle is a wonderful company that has amazing paper. And it's a company that's based out of Germany, and it is over 400 years old, which I think is phenomenal. So we're going to do, they're a little busy right now, and we'll kind of swing back. But over here we have Impress. We're going to see if we can come back here. So Enkay, we have Impress Art. These are fun. And they're chit-chatting right now. They're a brand new, sorry, we're live. Do you mind jumping in? And
You were in Critical, weren't you?
yes. Yes. You're like, we're going to go round two. So, can you tell us a little bit about, for somebody who's never understood, like we're seeing two very, very different products over here. We've got impress art, but then over here I'm seeing like rotary blades and like tools. So, can you fill us in?
Sure, yeah. So, Walter Corp is the parent company, and we have two brands under that brand.
Mm-hmm.
We have impress art, which is jewelry crafting.
Can we walk over to get a closer look?
Sure, yeah.
Awesome. I gave my bracelet that we made to my daughter, and she was like, I love it. And literally, like, because I think you put love on there because we were on Valentine's Day.
Oh, probably.
Yeah. And so she's like, how cute. And I was wearing it for the rest of the show. So I'm thinking, yes, I'd love another one.
Awesome. If you want to make another one, we could do another one.
Yeah. Let's talk about the products, and then we'll do that.
Impress art is really known for metal stamping. So it's hand stamped jewelry and gifts and crafts. And so what we have is an entire line of different designs of stamps, and then all the tools that you need to use to stamp something. Then we have blanks, all different shapes and sizes. The most popular probably is the bracelets that you were talking about. And so you can see this is kind of the bracelet program here. Here's a kit that comes with everything somebody would need to make a bracelet.
Nice.
Yep.
And then what is all this over here? I'm seeing a ton of like.
So that's our traditional metal stamping program. Over here, this is a new concept that we're just starting to show for the first time. And so this is kind of like a lapidary crystal program. So lapidary and crystal jewelry is a staple. It's always been around, but it's never really been represented in the craft industry for somebody who wants to make it themselves.
Right.
And so what we did is we kind of put together a line with two different options for somebody to make that type of jewelry. The first option that you're seeing here up top is somebody could buy the crystals that they're interested in. And so you have 3 different types of crystals in multiple sizes. The back tells you about each one. You could buy it polished or you could buy it raw. 2 different looks. You could buy that, and then you could use that with a number of different jewelry accessories, so you can turn it into a necklace, rings, earrings, etc.
Got it.
The other way to approach it is you can use your own rocks. And so you can buy this crystal tumbler that comes with a variety of rocks and all the grits and everything that you need, polish the rocks yourself, and then turn that into jewelry.
Got it.
So 2 different approaches there. We also have sea glass, so you can do the same thing with glass. And we have this sea glass kit, which I think is really cool. So with this kit, you can now take, let's say you have a special bottle of wine that you shared with a significant other on a special occasion.
I do have my bottle. I put my oil in it for cooking.
Okay. Well, let's just say.
But I understand. I had that special bottle. Yes.
Let's say you had another special bottle and not enough oil to put in it, and you wanted to turn it into jewelry. You could take this kit, and what it comes with is this special sack here. You put your bottle in, use the hammer to smash it up into smaller pieces.
Right.
Then you would put it in the tumbler with this grit, and it would polish it up, and you'd turn that into sea glass.
Got it. Well, that's beautiful. So it's a way to take definitely that memory that you have and to maintain it for life. And
correct.
But also not just for jewelry making, like you can use sea glass. I've used sea glass in some of my mixed media arts, and I think it's really fun.
You can do so much.
Sky's the limit.
Yeah.
Very cool.
We also have, if you wanted to go a little further with it, we have engraving bits. So if you wanted to engrave something into the stone or the glass, we have that. And then this is a new product that's going to be coming out later this year. It's going to be a patented product where it's a vise that allows you to drill a hole in the stone or the glass. You could use it with ceramics, you could use it with shells. But basically what you do is you put the object inside, you screw down to clamp it into place. You put it in this container here, fill this up with water, and then you'll use like a flex shaft or like a Dremel type of a tool with the bits that are included to drill holes straight through. And then you could string it and turn it into a piece of jewelry.
Something tells me you've got some tools that might work with that in tandem.
We are a tool company. So our background, so that's the Impress Art brand.
Right.
And so just give you a little background on the company. Enkay has been in my family. My grandfather and his brother started in 1952.
Oh, that's awesome.
It's a tool company. We've been offering tools for a variety of different industries, art supply, hobby, industrial, I mean, you name it, since 1952. My brother and I left about 15 years ago to start in press art. Now we've come kind of full circle, and 3 years ago, my brother and I purchased Enkay, so now it's all under one brand together.
That's cool.
And so here we're showing some of the different tools that Enkay offers for art supply. And so you'll see a big variety of different things. Some are kind of generic, some are like kind of specialty and oddball types of things that you're not going to find in other places.
My husband would be going nuts over on that side because he's a big woodworker and tool person.
Woodworking's another industry that we cover, yeah.
Look at that.
But yeah, so you can see, like, so this is our rotary drill. So like this is what you would use
To cut
with this
right.
to drill through it. Yeah.
Fantastic.
So we have this, cutting mats, lots of magnifiers and lighting. That's a big thing for us because everybody, as you get older, we all know we start losing our vision and things get harder to see. So we have solutions for that.
Right now.
One unique item that we developed is this one here. So what we did is we took this magnifier, we added this attachment to it. So now when you're crafting or creating or whatever you're doing, you could now set your phone up and film yourself doing your work.
Very nice.
And then you could share it. Also, the attachment flips around and it can be used on the other side, and you could use it as a ring light and film yourself.
Very cool.
So this is a
Dual
unique,
purposes.
Yeah,
Very nice.
that's a unique solution there. Here we have some different measuring devices. Lots of drafting type of tools.
Right.
Then we have impulse buys, cable ties. I mean, who doesn't need that
We
for
always need
something?
cable ties,
I
yep,
mean, there's
yep.
no shortage of uses for that.
Yeah, it's like the duct tape. You know, those are the two things that you have to like. You put in your car, you take with you when you go places. It's the catch-all for everything.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Syringes. We do a lot of business with syringes. It could be for mixing paints. It could be for a number of different applications. We have them in all different sizes. Spring assortments. This is a very unique item. These are U.S.-made springs. It's just a variety of different shapes and sizes. We don't know what people are using them for. Our customers who are selling it to their customers don't really know what people are using them for.
See, I'm doing it on my art, and all of a sudden, like it becomes like background to some of the mixed media. and
That
I'm
I
doing
could
it down.
understand.
Yeah. Like that's where I would go with it, and that's where in my mind I was like, "Ooh, that's a fun bag of springs."
And there's some cool springs in there too. But yeah, it's a very popular item for us. And it's just like a weird usage type of a thing.
You know, we are creatives. We can come up with a reason. And how many of you would want that bag of springs right now? Because I don't know.
Below that, this is a rotary drill program. So like we looked at our rotary drill before. This is a variety of different accessories that you could use with that. This is a small program. We have one that's more than twice the size. I think we have more accessories for the Dremel than Dremel has. So a lot of different options when it comes to that. That's something we're very strong
And
with.
can yours, like if they already have a Dremel, but they want to get your tools, are they compatible?
Totally
Yeah.
compatible.
Okay.
Everything's compatible.
Very
Yeah.
cool.
Over here we have a lot of sculpting type of tools, files, hammers, brushes.
I'm noticing some of the picking tools over here. I'm loving that.
Yeah, again, like I said, some kind of unique
Tweezers.
items that cross over
Clamps.
into different industries.
Yeah. Many vices.
Picks, surgical tools.
I'm not sure if
I
I'm
would
gonna
not
go
use
down
it for
that route.
surgical, but they're essentially
concept
they're
of-
clamps.
Yeah.
And
Many
there's a
clamps.
lot of good uses for something like that.
Little saw.
We have, yep. We
So
have
if you're
cutting
needing
tools.
a good set of tools, because I mean, within the art and craft industry, we cut and we do all kinds of stuff. So there you go. I mean, it fits.
Yeah.
And then hopefully, your significant other doesn't steal it. Because it's
We
mine.
can't help with that. That's up to you guys. A couple unique items here are needle files. So we designed these needle files, and let's see if I can open one up and show you guys.
I feel like this box has been opened a few times.
It's been this is a
It's a well-loved box.
This was a prototype box. This is its last trade show. After this, it's going to be retired.
Oh, poor box.
but the files are still in good shape.
We'll miss you, box.
Place this here for a sec. So what we did here is we chose the 5 most popular shapes that people use with needle files. And again, a variety of different industries. This crosses over into jewelry, hobby, art supply. So you get in the 5 most popular shapes. We designed these nice ergonomic handles. It's got this nice rubbery grip to it. What's really cool though is they snap into the box. So if you knock it over, they're not going to fall out.
That's nice.
And the way we design this is people who use needle files typically use them pretty often. And all the other needle files are out there kind of designed to be thrown into a drawer. This is designed to stay on top of your desk. So now you can place this on your desk. They're all very accessible. It looks cool. It's got a nice
aesthetics is a thing.
It's got a nice cover to protect yourself. But also what we did to take it a little bit of a step further is we added this file block. So this is an old school jeweler's tool that we kind of borrowed from that industry, where you could place this in your palm. Now when you're filing something, you're not chewing up your hand or your table. It's kind of your work surface.
Right.
And it nests nicely in the bottom of the box.
Look at that. They're thinking of all the cool things. That's not something when you're just looking at the case that you would have been like, oh yeah, that's down there.
Right.
Very cool.
So we try to make it, like I said, unique.
Right.
And
but functional.
Exactly. And so this has been available for about a year now. It's doing very well. Later this year, we're going to have some different variations coming out. So we have a rasp set, so that's for like aggressive filing, rifflers, so those are curved files. And then we have diamond files, so you use that for like metals or glass, things like that.
Very cool.
Yep.
A little out of my wheelhouse, but I'm sure some of you are like, ooh. There's all different forms of being creative, so I love this. My husband's probably going, ooh. He's woodworking. He loves doing woodworking, planing, and like just building furniture and all kinds of things. But he likes to have fun with where he's working within the wood. So, yeah, that'd be cool. Well, thank you so much. I truly appreciate it.
Thanks a lot. Appreciate you guys stopping by.
Yes. Okay, so
you guys enjoyed this?
People always ask me to remind them what the name of the company are. So we are in Enkay, Enkay. Let's span around so we can see again what this is. So Enkay, that is that. And then Impress Art is all the jewelry and the crystal jewelry crafts.
Yes.
There we go.
Different websites.
So IA is Impress Art.
Yes.
Got it. Well, thank you again. I appreciate it.
All right, thank you.
Awesome. All right. See if we can, where else? I know Penny Black has been dying for us to head on over there because they have a new product. So we're going to go hunt down the Penny Black booth real fast. So we're going to kind of meander around and find where they are. They're somewhere around here. Do you know where they are, Rhonda? Somewhere over here. I know that. That's about as all I know. Because they keep saying, Erin, make sure you come by Penny Black. I'm like, yes. Oh, there we are. Found them. We're going to beeline to that. Did it die again? You buy a product because you really want to get a good, like you want to have a handle on your camera. And Rhonda, you are a rock star for holding this camera amazingly. All right. So we are over here and we've got Lolly. Oh, you didn't see that. This stupid carpet. We're here. Hello. Oh, it's all good. So we'll kind of start. So we're over here with Penny Black, and I know that they have a new product, and they've been wanting me to come over and to chit chat with them and show off the amazing new product. So, is it okay to come in now? Yes. Okay. Come on in. Hello.
Stand or sit?
Well, it's probably easier with the height of everything. Can we put this on you real fast?
Sure. Where do you want it?
I'm just gonna snag it right here. There we go.
Cool. These are nice. Hello. Welcome.
So introduce yourself for those that may not
Yes,
know you.
I'm Lolly, and I'm from LollyPalooza on YouTube. And I work with Shada at Penny Black often, and working on doing make and takes and things like that. So, but she just got this new line
We're gonna take
in.
a load off for a minute.
Yeah, I'll sit down too. So she just got this line in as of this event. So it came in yesterday morning. Like we came in and they came in within 15 minutes. So it just arrived. We're just now playing with it.
I love it.
These are, as you can see the new liquid watercolors, which are dye-based. They're just as cute as can be. I want to pinch their little cheeks. There's their little hedgehog there. Now you are going to redo the labels though, right? They're going to be a little slightly different.
Well, it's going to be almost the same, but you see more of that liquid watercolor on the front.
Right, okay. Yeah. So anyway, very cute. These are proprietary colors, and Jill Foster, the one who does most of their cards on YouTube, does watercoloring. She colors hers in. You can see all these watercolored ones are from her. She came up with these colors, and so that was the longest time about production, was getting the colors specified. If she just said make it with this hex code, it'd be like this, but they had to formulate them.
Oh, wow.
So 35 colors. Again,
they are, just one more thing I want to say about
Well, we can't hear. Hang on.
Oh, okay.
No. I just want people to be able to hear you.
Okay, one more thing about what is so special about this liquid watercolor. Just because they're just not just a plain Pantone colors. They're really mixture of different colors for each colors to make sure we're creating. You don't have to blend them if you are beginners, and very easy for you to use just each color by itself and achieve what you want. And they're all on the board over there. You can see. You can still blend them, and you see the samples of it on there. Right. But they're really easy to work with. And she's been working with this nearly 2 months and created all those cards and all those samples with all of our watercolors.
I love it.
And the brush set also.
Very cool. Awesome.
Yes.
Thank you.
So you see the brushes, that's her brushes. She will have watercolor paper, and she will have palettes, paint palettes as well. All of this will be ready to ship at the end of May. Okay, so we were playing around, and I brought some mixed media paper. Now this is from Strathmore. Not all mixed media papers are equal. And so you will have different results based on your paper. So just play around, and once you find the paper that works, and again, she will have some too. We borrowed some of this very coarse, thick watercolor paper from one of our local vendors here.
Right.
And you will see the difference in the texture as far as the smoothness of this one.
Love that.
And you can see the grain right through the paint right here. So
it just depends on kind of what look you're going for, what you want to play in.
And like this one has been sitting here for, goodness, almost an hour. Look at that.
Watercolor.
Look at that.
Paper, and it's our own colors.
Isn't that pretty?
That's very pretty.
I recognize some of those colors here. So like this has been sitting here for quite a while.
So which one is this one?
And that is this one here, I believe, magenta.
So we've got, this is the magenta.
But this just rehydrates immediately. So don't worry about it drying. And when I'm using it, I'm not even squeezing the pipette. I'm just touching it on there, and then I get 2 drops.
A little will go a long way.
Yes.
Is this like a dot, dot, not a lot kind of thing?
We're doing dot painting. So to pick some up, it really doesn't take much at all. So I'm sorry, this is grape. I have to learn all the names, but look at that. And then you get the darkness right there, and it just gradates to light all by itself. Yeah. Just play with how much water you use. Yeah. But she was talking about how you really need to have white space too. So for the can, I don't even have to paint the whole thing gray.
Yes.
You know, sometimes it's just overkill.
It's more modern way of coloring in watercolor.
Yeah. Oh, we can't hear you.
Yeah.
So a more modern way
of doing watercolor.
So if you see how well these work together. You got salt water, waves,
so that's
and
my color palette
sky,
right there. Like that's my
right
favorite.
there. And there they are on the watercolor paper.
Beautiful.
So they're perfect.
And you can also see those samples.
Yeah, we're going to go over and do the samples in a minute. Yeah,
and then
for sure.
Like how these three work together. And these are the magenta, bubblegum, and polished. So all of these colors plus the ones that she's got on the board here.
So how many total are there?
35.
35. I think you said that, but I just wanted to repeat that.
Well, no, I know this is day 2 on the show and floor. So
I don't even want to know what tomorrow's going to be like. I'm like, did I say what? What's going to happen?
We own the fact that we are having a little more hard time thinking. But they're so excited. I just think the label is just cute. Like I said, I want to pinch its little cheeks.
It's so cute.
So
cute. And I love just the concept of like how the delivery method. Just take it out, a little drop, put it back in. Very simple, very easy.
It dries in that well, and then you can reactivate it.
Yes, you can reactivate.
And you don't need to shake it or do anything.
No
to
shaking
work with
required.
It. Right.
It's dye-based.
It's dye-based.
Yeah,
And
and
we're
how-
not letting nothing is settling that you have to reshake and activate.
25 mil. There's 25
That's a
milliliters
lot
in
in
here.
there.
It's a lot. And so sometimes if you're not sure how much you need and you do that, and you might just be tempted to just set it in there to do something else, don't.
Oh, because you're inevitably going to knock
Shut
it
it.
over.
Shut it.
You are going to.
Because you'll knock it over. Oh, no, never mind. You probably won't. I would.
I would 100%.
I would knock it over. Plus,
And it would be
drying.
It
As
might
it's-
be a good start to a project at some point, but I'd be
Yeah.
pissed as hell that I wasted it.
So, and this one, I can't remember this one, but there.
This one? Turquoise?
Yes.
It looks like
Isn't
it's this
that
one.
pretty?
I like that it's very, like, this is telling me the color is pretty spot on.
It's pretty spot on.
That's
Now, I'm gonna-
sometimes the packaging isn't
I'm
as-
going to take the same one and show you the difference in paper. Whoa. The difference in paper here, this is very absorbent and thick. Again, this is not penny black paper. Daniel Smith was very generous to share that with me. Now I'm going to try and use the same amount of water that I did over here. And you see what's happening?
Yeah.
This paper is so thick and absorbent that I need
really
a
need a
lot of water
Yeah.
compared to this.
So play. So
Yeah.
the brush, everything, you change one thing and it all changes. So
It
you have to
does.
always kind of do a tester. So if you're changing your paper, if you're going to have a different brush, do all your test runs.
Yes.
I mean, but realistically, you might buy this and you already have a brush.
Yes.
We're not going
Right.
to always have to go out and buy everything. And
The
we
round
understand
brushes
that.
work. The round brushes work best for painting in your stamped images. Now, notice when I said I needed a lot more water, not a lot more ink.
Yeah,
just a lot more water. So it's still the same amount of ink between these two.
But you can also re-wet your paper first and do a wet on wet
You
versus a
could.
dry on wet.
She's so smart. So I'm using my dirty water, but I'm just laying down some water there, and let's just get this wet again. I think this was the grape. But you see it absorbs a lot better now. Let's see if I can pick this up. Ooh, they're blending together really
That's kind of
well.
cool.
Yeah. But it's
I like the little spideries right here.
yeah, that is really cool. I like that way here. And the way it kind of fades away. So that's
It
really
reminds me
pretty.
of like little fluffy clouds.
Yes,
kinda like-
very pretty. Love it. So very fun.
Well, before
so,
we go too far,
Yes.
can you also shout out what you are doing here personally besides being in the Penny Black booth?
Oh, it's so sweet. Yeah, actually, I think I can say this, but I am working on a launch with Penny Black that she was so smart. She got all of her stamp and die releases all done for the whole year, all the graphics, everything, so that we
I
can
don't
now
think I can work that far ahead.
we can now work on the launch after Creativation.
Nice.
So this was the next big project, and now, as soon as we're done with this, it's something totally new for Penny Black. She's a card maker. It's a card making company, and she wanted to branch beyond cards. So it's going to be a whole new line and we're maybe ready to launch at the Collins Group. We're not
Okay, so this
absolutely
summer.
sure, which is I think the end of June.
Yeah.
And so we don't know for sure. So I can't say, and I can't tell you what the
No,
launch
that's fine,
is
that's fine,
just
that's
yet.
fine.
But and I am designing some of the materials that will be in the
Congratulations.
whole release. So
That sounds so
really
fun.
hoping that advances. So I do tutorials on YouTube for paper crafting.
And she's been walking around and getting a lot of footage. There's a ton of booths here, and
Yes.
sitting down and having a wonderful tutorial, 10 minutes. There's not enough time for me to hit every single booth. Between the two of us, I'm hoping we are doing enough coverage. And you're filming, and she's been walking around. She's even filmed me over I feel like we're kind of like double dutying because we're like, I'm gonna help her and she's gonna help me, all that kind of stuff. So make sure you go check out Lolly's channel. Shout out, what's it called?
LollyPalooza.
LollyPalooza. You have your
Yes.
Yeah, there it is. So there it is, LollyPalooza, because she's got a ton of content that she's gonna be putting up on her YouTube channel, so you
sorry.
can get even more amazing Creativation footage.
And I mean, Erin, I tell everyone she's the queen of videography and especially shorts. And I tell her I want to be her when I grow up. So there you have it, folks. I definitely need to grow up and become Erin.
But I'll tell you what, I was watching a lot of your footage before I even met you, and I was like, you've got it. Like,
thank you.
Just, you're so calm. I mean, everything about the demeanor when you're on camera. And I feel like the spastic person that's like.
Well, it's funny because I am on camera. I'm pretty calm, but when I'm here, I mean, I'm laughing and busting a gut and really having a good time. When I come on the showroom floor. And there's all this stress about getting here. And as soon as I walk in,
it's true.
I take a deep breath and I say, do you smell that?
Yeah.
This is home.
Yeah.
I love it here.
And this is fun. This is like the best reunion party every year when we come to these things.
We know each other and we love seeing each other again. But it's also such the community. Like, I didn't want to open her pack of brushes. I went over to Daniel Smith and I said, may I please borrow a paintbrush? Thank you, Daniel Smith.
Yeah.
So everyone is so wonderful and helps out with one another. So
let's get a close up of the swatches over here. I want to see them all, how gorgeous they are. So look at that. So we have, I like how she's colored it like in the color family. So here we have our pinks. Look at those gorgeous pinks. I love all of these beautiful pinks and reds. Look at those tones here. And then we have our yellows and oranges. Down into the grays, because you can't just have one gray. You do need to have a few different grays, which I am very nice. I mean, that's wonderful that we have a few variations of grays. Oh, leave it on. You're good. I'll just take it. Yeah, thanks. And then we've got our browns. I would say our browns and their browns. Blues. Greens and purples. And I love how there's an entire section just for teals. Yes. Because teal is the best. Yeah, look at them all. So, so pretty. Like, that's my favorite one right there. Like, right there. That's my favorite. I mean, you resemble it, right? I know, right? Teal is the most amazing thing. Is there any other new launches that we want to talk about on the wall? Yeah? What do we have?
We've got lots. So we've got 5 new clings. So these 3, and then above are the samples. These 2 ladies, which we don't have anything like this. This is the first time we come out with a design like this. And the examples of them in use is on the watercolor ink page. So we'll have to walk over there.
We'll come over there. Yeah, we'll get over there. We'll get there.
These 2 frames are brand new for the launch. Everything is from this year, but I'm just showing you the stuff that's brand new for the show.
Got it.
So these 2 frames, the use is there.
I love this circular design that we've got going on with the layers of it and then just kind of building it in there.
That one's the
That's
ripple.
really fun.
Mm-hmm.
It kind of gives you like a little nugget to work within.
Yes. I love that sentiment too. I'm a gardener.
My garden's a little lackluster. My dog keeps jumping around in my garden beds because I love to grow vegetables and all kinds of stuff.
Yeah.
And it's right along the fence. And then we had our dog, and now he likes to just traipse through there. And anything I try to plant, I'm like,
no boundaries. What are boundaries to a dog?
you know, yeah, he just wants to bark at everybody.
These 2 sets of embossing are brand new.
Oh, beautiful.
So there's your models up there of them in use.
So pretty.
So pretty.
And then if the florals for the embossing, I mean, they also do have lots of texture ones as well.
Oh yeah.
And I like the
one's
size
really
of the
nice.
6x6. I like that. That's a nice size.
I love this one.
Oh, how pretty. Yeah, we're making our way over. We're making our way.
These are all done with our watercolor ink.
Oh, beautiful.
All these sets.
They're all there.
Yes.
So here's just another set of the watercolor inks in action.
Yeah. These are all done by Jim Foster.
Or the liquid watercolor.
With liquid
We're
watercolor
going to say
ink.
this, liquid watercolor.
Penny black liquid watercolor.
There we go, penny back liquid watercolor. And you said May, right?
End of May.
End of May.
Now it's going to take pre-order.
So you can put pre-orders in for
Wholesale accounts.
the wholesale accounts. Got it.
Wholesale account, then,
Got it.
yeah.
These
I'm relaying.
clear sets-
Sorry,
yes.
go ahead.
These clear sets and cutouts are brand new for the show.
I I love this. And then what is this? What we have on the end here?
This is first round. Also, I just wanted to point this out too. This year we've started a Flower of the Month program. So Daisy is the Flower of the Month for April. So this is all new. Hydrangea was the Flower of the Month for March. February was Tulip. So that's fun.
What is coming for May?
I'm gonna send
Can you give
That's
a sneak
a
on that one?
surprise.
I thought maybe she'd be like, oh, it's this. I tried. It didn't work. I was trying. Good for you. No. It's fine. I almost got it.
Show we came out with 2 board programs. So for people who do like educational workshops at their stores, comes with these 4 cards, and then all the things that are used in the cards, 4 sets of each.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like a class already kind of program for you, and so here it is. This is all the stuff, and then send it out your way.
Exactly.
Very
Here's
cool.
some samples for some inspo. They don't have to do them exactly like this, but
So if you're wanting to teach a penny black class, if you're like in that world, look at that. They have a program set up right for you.
That's right.
That's amazing. Then you don't have to do all the hard work of trying to figure out what to do. Ta-da!
and about half of everything is brand new, and then we have some kind of older round stuff that's incorporated in the card, so it's a mix of both.
Very cool.
And then this is our stick and shine.
I love it.
Yeah, we've been demoing that a lot these past couple days for the show. Using mostly the foil, but of course you can also use embossing powder with the stick and shine.
Look at that, like smallish, like that super fine detail on that.
Yeah, I love
That is
this
cool.
one. These little branches.
Look at this.
It's also
That's
great for
really
Christmas
cool.
time too.
Yeah. And then you can just come in and like maybe add like little dots to it or just a little something. Oh, that's a fun. I love that. That is really cool. Nice little addition to something. Oh, what do we got over here?
Stick and shine. I did hear something.
So we got some more.
To keep doing it like that.
Yeah, you have to eat to really see it. Woo!
That's the stick and shine on our foil.
Yeah,
And we don't need any machines or anything.
that's nice. Very cool. Well, thank you so much. Thank you. Absolutely.
Thank you so much.
Oh, absolutely. I'm a hugger. Are you a hugger? Okay. Thank you so much. I love this
Thank
sweatshirt.
you.
This is
It
beautiful.
is. Thank
It's
you.
very soft. It's
Thank
very,
you.
very soft.
Thank you.
All right. So since we're right in front of Trinity and Pear Blossom Press, we're going to jump in here and go see what it's about. May I ask somebody what the time is? Because
Yeah, a little after 11.
It's 11:06.
11:06. All right. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Erin.
Thank you. All right, so we're going to jump over here into hello. Are you busy? Do you want to talk? Do you want to kind of take us around? Awesome. All right, so for those that don't know anything about Trinity Stamps, can you fill us in?
Yes, we are a stamp company, obviously from the name. We have stamps, dies, stencils, tools. We're well known for our Blending Buddy brush and our embellishments. We have over 500 embellishments in the shop where we love, embellishments, shaker cards, and we carry shaker pouches. So we really love our embellishments. And today or at the show, we're showcasing our upcoming release. So it will be coming out at the end of April. And it's all space themed. It's super cute. So
Hence
that's why
all the
it's-
cute little
Yeah.
space critters. And this is the first year that Trinity has come to Creativation.
Yes.
Am I correct? Yeah.
Yes. It's our home state. We're located here in Washington, so that made it a
made
really
sense.
easy decision to come.
Which also leads into, you guys have these little fun cards. You're on these little cards. So this is like a little fun booth hop, kind of like what I was doing also with the paper craft. And they're doing the paper craft booth hop as well.
Yes.
So can you stamp our card?
Yes.
Is that cool?
Did you answer a question?
What's your question?
It says photopolymer stamps and acrylic stamps are both examples of clear stamps. True or false?
True.
Yes, but it's kind of a trick question because really the stamp should not necessarily be made out of acrylic. It's
No.
not the best option. And
They're a lower variation of it. So sometimes, and this is, you want to explain how you know the difference?
no, you do that.
Okay. So if you've ever, sometimes you're like, oh, that's a really, really good stamp. And then you realize the price point that you're getting that stamp. And then you go to put the ink on the stamp and it's all beading on top. And the ink doesn't want to lay nice and flat. And it looks like it's having a problem. It looks like it's having the chicken pox with your ink.
Yeah.
That is an acrylic stamp versus photopolymer.
Right. And I think the point of this is to try and steer people towards something that's quality, that shops like ours are putting their time, effort, and love into creating, instead of shops that are maybe trying to, copy something and sell it at a lower price point, and it's hurting the small businesses. So
100%.
it's a nice talking point.
It is. So yeah. So if you realize like why is this stamp doing that? It's because it's a lower grade quality.
Yeah.
So always go for the true quality stuff.
Yes.
Yeah.
And
And
let's
support
stamp
the businesses that are putting the time and effort to give you the quality, because otherwise your art's not going to look as good.
Yeah.
All right. So now we've stamped.
Yes, we sent the card. We talked about all the things.
I got my first stamp. And we got to do one for Rhonda too. That's why we have two of them. She just can't physically hand it to you because our phone is being stupid and she's having to, the gimbal is being a dumbass. I got our first one. Yeah. And notice, look, the photopolymer. See how clear the stamping is, and you don't see like the beading, and it's not doing that stupid stuff. There you go. That's why. That's why. All right. So can we see some of the new collection?
Yeah, let's go take
All
a
right.
look.
Oh, but what is this wall?
The embellishment wall.
This is like, oh, wait, okay. We got to get through there. But look at this wall. I went a little fast for her. This is like the wall of, look.
Our clay
So many
embellishments.
cute things. I
Super
love
popular
it.
for shakers. We have like sprinkles, and this one is supposed to look like grated cheese because we have a lot of cheese things. We're very punny here at Trinity Stamps.
I love it. Are these like little pills?
Our little pills, yes, they are for our. You could turn this into a shaker card. So we have a new die set that creates a can of soup or a medicine bottle, and so you can put them in there.
Too funny. Okay, I keep hearing everybody talking about these moon pies. What is with the moon pies?
It's because of our theme of our booth. So we wanted
No,
to
but
have,
like it's a thing around here too, isn't it?
Yeah, I don't know much about it. I've never had one. I've never had a moon pie, so I'm in the same boat as you. Like, tell me about why
What
this
is this thing with the
special.
moon pies thing?
Yeah, what's
I don't know.
special about this? I don't know either.
Well, I know, but like twice today now, I've seen moon pies, and it's not a normal
probably-
conversation piece.
No, you should take it one with you, and you can figure out like why is it.
What's
so
the deal with the
good?
moon pies?
Yeah,
Well, I can't personally eat this because it's got gluten, but Rhonda can have it for me and tell me all about it.
And tell us all the good things. Okay.
We're gonna put it in our little bag of stash of stuff.
Yes.
There we go.
All right, do you want to see the new release?
Absolutely.
Okay, so this is coming out in April 30th, and we have a lot of space-themed dies, like our tiny alien. He's my favorite.
Now, was there something? There's
We
something
do-
about a little tiny alien.
We
We're
have
gonna
a
come back to
cutout
it.
over there at our
We're
photo
gonna
op.
get an alien in there.
And we have our tiny astronaut.
Didn't I see something about an
And tiny
astronaut,
spaceship.
like a pencil holder over there?
Yeah, we have him. He's over there holding our pickup tool, and then our pen holder. Yeah, and then we have dies for like a rocket ship, a spaceship, an alien, UFO, and this is a flight deck. And we have one right here. So that's really fun to have something that looks like you're looking out of the spaceship and you can create a little scene.
Too cute.
There, I think this one is interactive, but I don't want to break it. It pulls out. Yeah,
there it goes.
So you can put a little surprise message there.
Too fun.
Yeah, we like our interactive cards. So we have a lot of samples here, and we've designed a lot of these to be interactive with lights. So that's why we've paired with Pear Blossom Press
Yeah,
across
makes
the
sense.
way. And then we have our stamps that have our spaceships and UFOs, astronauts, the planets, and then we do like some fun, cute things as well. So we have aliens in the ship, and this one's like we've come for the cake. And then we have a cow, you know, in the fields. It's really cute. And then we, because of the cow, we went all the way. So we've got our astronaut cow, and he's in the Milky Way. It's just fun, and we love punny sentiments.
Coming to the moon and
Yeah.
back.
And then our carrots,
Oh my goodness.
cosmic carrot. So
Cosmic
he's
carrots.
in a carrot rocket, which we just thought was too cute. We also have gnomes, a lot of gnomes. So we have our gnome astronauts for those people that are, into the gnome
People that they need the
things.
cow set.
Yeah.
I'm digging the rabbit one, man.
It's so fun. We just started with some press plates because we like having the option of doing a letterpress like look or hot foiling. So we have those and some stencils. So you can just mix and match all the things and put a whole card together with this release. So
I love it.
we have tons of samples,
And you guys have a super cute booth, by the way. This is adorable.
Thank you. We actually want to.
You guys won an award for the booth?
Yes.
Oh my God. Well,
Yeah, it's
well
right
deserved.
there.
Well deserved.
Thanks.
Well deserved. Okay, we got to go over here and shout out real fast.
I think we have rules here.
Look at this little guy. Ta-da! This is the best ever. I'm in love with this. Just a little ta-da!
Yeah, that's our embellishment tool, the pickup tool. And we have a new tool coming out that's our shading sidekick. That's coming out at the end of June.
Nice.
And yeah, so we
So
wanted
what
to
does it
sneak
do?
peek it here. So we have our blending buddy brush, which is a wide bristle brush.
Yeah,
You want to crack it open like an Easter egg.
Oh, and it's got the color thing on it.
Yeah, so you can buy the color clips to go with it, so you can know what color. Each brush is used for. All
So
the
when you
reds,
get
all the
them,
oranges.
they're just plain.
They're just plain. You
And
can
then
add on the
here
clips.
are the clips that
Yes.
you can make it the colors. And then when the clips are on, that's how you're getting the colors that are down there.
Exactly.
Cool.
Yes. So now we wanted something for smaller areas, do a little shading on a die cut, get into tiny little openings in a stencil, but still have our same feel of that fluffy brush, but it has a lot of bristles in it. So
Okay,
you
nice.
get even coverage very easily.
Both of them yesterday, and they're phenomenal.
Yes.
Okay, so just around the corner here, I spy something.
Our tiny alien, but big.
It's so cute. So right over here is Crafters Workshop, and so yesterday I was all over in this space, and so all day today, or yesterday, and just throughout, I have my own mic on, so we're good. That's for you.
Okay.
Is this thing, and I've seen people over here just rocking it over here with their little
Right.
guy, and then they've also have like a little accoutrement that you can put little, it's super cute. I love that you guys thought about doing a fun little wall, and I was having a blast watching all of this over here. So
Have any experience
it is,
with the alien?
and it's everybody's smiling. It's just so much fun. Just look how cute. So who gets to keep the alien after it's all said
I
and
mean,
done?
I have dibs on him for sure. Like, I don't care if I have to carry it through the airport. So like he's going
This
home
is
with
my
me.
carry-on.
Yeah, exactly. Get him a little seat.
Denise is going to be like, I don't know.
Yeah. He's so
Awesome.
cute.
Well, thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you.
Now we're going to swing around on the other side of this because now we have Pear Blossom Press. And I love that the two of you guys are working together. The companies it's just like a match made in heaven.
good collaboration.
It's a very, very good
I
collaboration.
love
Like, now they can't hear you because it's a good collaboration.
Yeah, it's a good collaboration. We love Amanda. We specifically designed some of our sets and dies to work with her lights. Like our cupcake stamp set has a sentiment that says, blow out your candle. Yes, really. Because of the candlelight.
Right.
So, yeah.
Let's go check that out.
Perfect match.
All right, let's go. Thank you. All right. All right, we are coming in. And I don't know if Amanda went around over here. I'm going to see. I don't know where she disappeared to. I think she is MIA. I've been watching her all day. I'm like, I'm not avoiding you. I haven't gotten to your booth yet. So we are over here in Pear Blossom Press, and they are having a little chit chat meeting right now. But while we were waiting, we're gonna jump over to Crafters Workshop because I can do that one no problem. So let's jump over there and then we'll come back because it's literally like right across the corner. All right. While we're waiting for them to be free, and maybe Amanda will be coming back by then. So I've been spending a lot of my time, and I am demoing again today. Well, I'm not demoing, I'm helping in the booth, and we're letting people actually play versus me just showing them how it's done. We're wanting them to put the stencil butters and the brushes in their hands. So we have some new colors that got released this year. So if you've I'm sure you guys have seen me play with the stencil butters, a lot of my shorts and my reels. I love, love, love stencil butters. And so we have a series of new colors that have come out. I say we because, I love Jamie and I've been working with Crafters Workshop for a number of years, but this is her baby, not mine. I just help her out. So we have blush, rose, sage, olive, navy, cornflower blue, and violet. Now these four, you can also get them as a 4-pack. And then the navy, cornflower blue, and violet pairs up with the orchid as a 4-pack. So if you're wanting to buy a pack versus individual stencil butters, that is where they come. Because that violet goes perfect in with this set. Like it's a really yummy, yummy set. And then on top of that, we also have all of the amazing foil sheets that go with there. And then you use the foil sheets with the tacky when dry. And so you can get some really, really cool projects here. So you can put the tacky when dry on top of where you've stenciled, because of course Crafters Workshop has all the amazing stencils, and then you can have that little extra something something on top of your projects. So there is that. And I did make a fish, and if you've seen my reel about my really super textured fish, you don't have to go smooth with your stencil butter. You can make it lumpy and bumpy and really have some good grit to it. It's really fun. So there's all the different kinds of other mediums that can go along. So they have tons of amazing mediums. Light and fluffy is a fan favorite because it is oh so light and fluffy. It is amazing. But let's just take a look at some of the stencil butters over here. I mean, just look at that. And this is dry, and look at the texture that's on there. And you can build it up and build it up and build it up and build it up. And this little line wall of the stencil butter is just so pretty. It is beautiful. I love, it's a beautiful line of color. You can't go wrong with the amazing colors. And this is my favorite color. Everybody asks, like, what's the favorite color? Well, there it is. This one right here. It's so yummy. But it is hard because they are all so pretty. And it depends on the project which color I'm going to gravitate and grab the most. So.
Does medium work with other foils?
Yes, absolutely. So think of any of the foils that you would want to use where you would put something as a sticky down or you would use for foil transfers. It's one where it peels off. So it's the tacky when dry, and you can apply it to anything. You let it dry and then it is tacky. And then you put the foil on top, foil facing you, and then you peel it back and the foil is there remaining. So there's a lot more video content coming my way with that. And
you have videos on using the stencil butter, right?
I have videos using the stencil butter. Yeah, go check out my reels. There's a lot of stencil butter reels, how to use the stencil butter in a lot of different ways, with stencils, without stencils, layering it. You can water it down with water. There's all kinds of fun stuff that goes on with that. So it's one of my favorite things to do. I love the stencil butters. And you can use it with a palette knife. And then you can also use it with the palette brushes. The palette brushes are phenomenal because it really gives you some good. I'm going to put the mic on and we're just going to play for a quick second so you guys can see it. I mean, just look at the texture on this. All right, so yesterday we were playing with, and let's just add a little bit more. We were adding to this color wheel right here, and we were having some fun with that one. So this is kind of me in my demo mode. Pretend you have no idea about stencil butters. This color wheel, I've been fighting with this every single day. What color should we do?
Green.
The green? Like lime green or which one?
Lime green.
Lime green. All right, Rhonda wants lime green. All right, so just look how yummy that is. So you can definitely come in with your palette knife. We're not worried about what kind of color wheel, we're just working in spaces here. So you can come in with your palette knife. Look how yummy and just oh so good this is. Now you guys are seeing me in my demo mode, right? This is what I do. So you can come in and you can use your palette knife for this. But for this particular one, I don't want to just swipe because I want to stay very concentrated. So instead, for this project, I'm going to grab this so I don't get paint everywhere. I'm going to grab a stencil brush. Oh, I'm going to grab the green one. I have a stencil brush for every color because it's white. It's going to have a little bit of color left in it, so I don't want to degrade the color. I want to keep color families within color families. So I have a green, a blue, a red, a yellow, a pink, a turquoise, and all the other ones. So I can come in now, and with this one, I can go nice and light, and I can just paint it in there, and I can get it in there. And it was so funny, we were in Dina Wakley's class, because the first 2 days are all class sessions, and she's like, well, what do you do to hold your stencil down? She goes, you want to see the magic tool? Here it is, here it is. Ta-da, there's the magic tool. And I'm like, and you see me, I'm just putting my hand here. That is the magic tool. You know, it's just, so I can come in and I can do nice and light. I can do swirling patterns with it. I mean, it's just a beautiful brush. Or I can come in with the exact same stencil butter and now I can build it up. And I'm talking about, I can build it up and I can give it some amazing, amazing texture. And I can grab a ton. This is one of my new favorite things to do with the stencil butter is just building it up. I know it's pulling up and that's fine. It's okay. I just love, love, love all the goodness with this. Move my fingers so I don't get paint all over it. Yeah, there we go. Look at the yummy. And guess what? When that dries, it's going to dry with that peak. If I want to really build that up. I want to really get it in there. I want to have some cool texture in there. That will stay like that. It'll keep that mountain and all that funness. Look at that. Look at that height to that. And then I can, once that's dry, then come in and build up even more. So it really is a beautiful, heavy body, thick, and look at that. It doesn't seep under. That's because I did a little bit oopsie, but look at that. Look at that. Ooh, so good. So good. And so it's You can have it smooth, you can have it even, you can have it textured, and then you can come in. Is the heat gun still here?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So I did a project where I had it that thick. Thank you. Okay, shout out to Jamie. Hello, hello, hello.
Nice to see everybody.
Sorry, shouldn't have the mic on, but she said, nice to see you. Thank you, everybody, for coming.
I'll be her Vanna. I'm going to be cleaning. That's what she does for me.
Yeah. I just didn't want to put this down and get this mucky. All right, I'm going to.
I get it.
Yeah, all right. So now I'm going to just.
Here, give it to me.
Okay.
I got you.
You gotcha. All right, so the question is how long would this take to dry with that much thickness? I would let this go overnight, personally. And by tomorrow, it is good. I did a fish, and the reel is already up on my channel, and we'll go swing by, it'll be in the edited video about the fish. I let it go overnight, and it was done. But if you're impatient and you're wanting to go a bit faster, heat tool. Now, it's not gonna, let me turn that off. The difference is, right here, it's gonna dry exactly as you see it. It's not gonna change. As soon as I add the heat tool to it, it's gonna modify it a little bit because we're heating up that paint, which is a whole other really, really cool thing that can happen. And it gets these fun blistery and bubbles. It's just a whole other texture. So if I want this texture to be exactly the way it is and I've molded it and sculpted it, then leave it and walk away and come back tomorrow. If you want it to have this other texture, that's where this baby comes in. It's all about what you want, right? What kind of vibe you're gonna go for. And so just add it, and it starts doing its magic here in a minute. I'm kind of hoping it does its little like volcano explosion of paint because those are so much fun. It's like goes, it's really cool. There it goes. And we start seeing it, it's starting to bubble and blister. There it goes. It's like popping and oozing and bubbling, and I love it. It's like a science experiment happening right in front of me. I don't know why that's so much fun, but it is. So this you can get completely dry, and if you're wanting all that texture and thickness, but you don't want to wait the day for it to dry, and it's not really a day, I always am like, tomorrow, put it off to the side, I put it on, oh, there it goes. Look at, oh, it just went, whoa. See if I can do it again. Do it. It's just so much fun. Is it gonna bubble again?
I'm breathing a little.
Huh?
Breathing a little bit.
It was. It's like, oh. And look, it still has dimension, right? But no longer does it have kind of like the swoopy kind of peaks that will stay as those swoopy peaks. Instead, now it's kind of rounded and it's more bouldery versus, jagged. I guess that's the best way to describe it, right? Is that a pretty good way to talk about that one? Yeah. Oh, Jamie's like, I'm out. I'm going to go somewhere. Erin's in the booth. I'm good. I'm not technically on right now.
I forgot to give you this.
Oh,
when you were in the booth,
thank you.
So I brought one for each of you.
Rhonda, we both get a
It's
little
like our
stamp set.
exclusive stamp
Well,
set.
thank you. Aw, I appreciate that. Thank you.
I didn't want to miss you.
Oh, well,
There you go.
thank you so much. I got stamp set. So hopefully that answers the question. Now, right now, I am not touching that paint because I just put a ton of heat onto this. And it's still a little bit moldable because I just played. So if you want to now come in and kind of like do some magic to it, you can kind of play around, and it's still got some wetness to it. It's warm, that's why I'm not going too much. But like now I can come in, I can still kind of play. It still has, but it's got like I can touch and I'm not getting the paint on me. I can smash it, I can play, I can kind of almost like move it and groove it a tiny bit because underneath there's still wet paint. There's still some wet stencil butter there. So it gives you that almost kind of funness. And I could break that and ooze that and then layer it on top and have some, like, the sky's the limit. You can have some really good fun with this stuff. And this is part of why I love this product. I can also watercolor with this product. I can create that texture. I can have a thin coat. I can then stamp on top of it. And it's got this really pretty sheen. So I could go on and on and on about stencil butter. So there it is. Okay, Amanda is back. Yay, Amanda is back. And hopefully Jamie comes back. I'm gonna keep an eye on the booth while we're over here. What's up? How you doing? Come on in. Hello. Hi, how are you? All right, shout out.
You're dripping.
Oh, what happened?
I am dripping.
Oh no.
Dripping. Thank you.
Well, we solved a problem. All right, did you get wet, or is it just dripping on the floor?
Probably. Yeah, it's in my butt.
Did you get it? Yeah, apparently we got the drippy butt. All right. So for those of you who do not know Milagros, she is absolutely amazing. You got some really good shout outs from Dina and Diane the other day from Ranger. Everybody was like, Milagros, 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 which is so awesome. So for those that do not know you, can you say who you are, what you do, and where you live?
So hi everybody, my name is Milagros. I have a brick and mortar store in Puerto Rico in the east side of the island. So I do sunrises if you follow my stories on Instagram. And I do a lot of art journaling, a lot of watercolor, a lot of stencil butter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You need to go check out her stuff because you are an amazing, amazing artist. And
Thank
just
you.
her love for all the things in this industry is just so evident. She always has a smile on her face and a warm, welcoming hug. And you're just a ray of sunshine.
Thank you.
And she rocks these glasses because these glasses are like the best glasses ever. You can never not have these glasses because if she changes it, I'm going to be like, I don't know who I'm looking at. You know what I mean? Like she is known for these. So how's the show been for you?
It's been great. I think I found this morning while I was on the show and tell, and I found something and remember the dots that we were supposed to connect.
Oh, yes.
I did that connection for somebody else.
Oh,
I took
nice.
this huge stamp and brought it to the Jelly Arts and thought that you could put that into fabric, into embroidery, into wall art for your house, just to empower somebody who's afraid of drawing. Using a stamp gives you that power.
Fantastic. I love that. How cool. All right. I see you ladies holding the cards. Okay. The caveat is you see me at 4:30 today. And that is when you turn the cards into me is at 4:30 for the drawing. So I am the very last stop. So there it is. So you just got to hold on to it. You turn them into me. Please like and follow my social media. That is the one thing I will ask that before you turn in. And then, yeah. So I am like the last station is how I'm kind of, I was premising that. So, because I'm all over the place. I don't have a place for you to find me. So I'm not trying to play Where's Waldo. But I will be over there at 4:30.
I'm trying to find a fish. One of the fishes you for the scavenger hunt.
Oh, I haven't put them out yet.
No wonder.
I can't. I've been busy. But you know what? I'm going to save you a fish. You're going to get a fish.
Yeah,
Yes.
because I know I'm looking for them.
Well, I made those fish are not for scavenger hunt, but I made a little ATC fish.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I only made like 8 of them. So yeah, they're in my backpack, which
No,
is,
you only made 7 for
I only made 7.
scavenger.
Yes. No, I'll save you a fish. All right, let's see if we can jump in with. Thank you so much for saying hi. I appreciate that. All right, we're gonna go over here. What is? Oh, does anybody know what time it is?
Yep.
11:31. All right. Well, we got to do Amanda. I know I said we were going to roll back in with, we're going to do Amanda, then we're going to go see if we can hit Simon. Does that work? All right, here we go. All right, oops, sorry. Hi, we are live. Can we come in and chit chat with you, or am I interrupting something? No, okay. I love it. It's like sometimes I don't know if I'm interrupting a meeting or if it's just.
Anybody live that's in the Oregon area? Hey, wait.
You want to shout out your store?
Hello, my store is Cobblestone Creek Studios in Oregon.
Go check her out. You gotta do it. You gotta do it. You gotta do it.
How's it going?
It's going good. How's it going for you guys?
Awesome. I got to escape for 2 minutes and walk around the floor and
Good.
see some fun stuff.
Yay.
Yeah.
Awesome.
You guys having a good show?
It is. Like, it's been busy. It's been constant. And I don't feel like I've gotten to any number. Like, I've
Did you get
nowhere
your-
near had
your
enough
crawl?
booths. Yeah, it's going. Have they been coming through?
Absolutely.
Fantastic. So it's working. It's working. Everybody keeps kind of like, I found Erin. She needs to sign. I'm like, not until 4:30.
There you go.
You find me at 4:30, and that's when the all the magic happens today.
Yep.
So what's new going on? Tell us about what's happening.
Did you see my T-square?
So they have not seen the T-square. So let's talk about that.
Yeah, it's been just stole it off the wall. Let me find another one.
So they have a brand new release. This is so amazing. It's really going to help you define where things go on your cards. I'm not going to divulge it too much because I want her to explain it because it is so good. And here we go.
The Paper Crafters T-square. This one is specifically A2. What makes this special? This is not an A2 panel. Oh, yes, it is. Yay, look, perfect. 5.5 inches this way, 0 center. Those 2 pink marks are thirds. So if you wanted something over, 2/3 of the way, 1/3 of the way, or if you're just lining up a sentiment or alphabets, it's very easy to eyeball without having to do math. If you spin it this way, you can also do portrait. So, it's not 4.5. It's 5.5, but not 4.5 or 4.25. Sorry, A2. It's not A2. This direction, we've got 4.25, again with the 0 center, and then 2 pink dots to give you thirds. If you flip the ruler over, you've got a little jig here that will give you a perfect 3/8 inch border, or on this side, a perfect 1/2 inch. So
Nice.
Perfect for our card. And actually, the jigs don't have to be A2, but your 0 centering is designed for A2.
So what do you mean by a jig? Like it felt like the paper was kind of stopping as it came up against there.
So it's actually raised. This top part is raised, and then you've got a little bit like a millimeter indentation. So see how
it kind of nestles in there.
And then on this side, you've got the border. So it's 1/2 inch. So you can just cut your panel to be an inch smaller, and it'll slide right in there.
So if you're always wondering, like if you're wanting to place that border on there, if you're wanting to put that mat on there and you're like, how do you get it so perfect? And I really wanted to have it like lay right in there. This is the tool that can help you with that. Or I really want to have it 3 sections of panels, or I want to have 2 panels. And you're like, I just can't see that and I can't eyeball that. This is the tool that you need for that.
Yep. Especially if you're an A2 person. Yeah. I'm an A2 person.
So would there be possibility for other T-squares coming for other sizes down the line?
So we're already working on the 5x7, the A7, and the jigs will be 1/8 inch and 1/4 inch.
And I'm pretty sure I heard a little birdie telling me that Jennifer McGuire has been showcasing this, and they've been doing phenomenal.
I'm sold out of the first batch. But I have a big batch a couple weeks out. So 3 weeks I'll have more in stock. And people can order on back order now if you use Erin's. Make sure you use
the link
Erin's
is down there. I already have it down there.
All right, there you go.
I pre-put links for certain companies I knew I was going to be hitting, and choose one. It is down in there.
You can order now. They're shipping in 3 weeks.
There you go. It is it's these little tools that really do make your process of creating that much easier. And I'm shocked. Like now that I see this, I'm like, how has this not been out before? And
I have a super secret I can't show you on camera, but I'll show you off camera.
This is my eyes only for later.
Yep.
For later.
Yep. Coming soon.
Sorry. You will find out eventually. Just I get the inside scoop. Well, thank you so much.
Of course.
Awesome. And then on top of that, you have your foam tape, the world's best foam tape. We have all the lights, the candle lights, the one lights. You have your wobblers. What am I missing?
Scratch off stickers. Those are so much fun. They're just clear stickers for. I love them for kids' cards because you stamp or you write your message, and then you put a scratch off sticker on top. And once they scratch through, they can see.
That's so cool.
And they're cheap.
Yeah.
And they're easy.
But it's fun.
It's not hard at all.
So it's all about the interactiveness. And then making your stuff just that much easier with the right tools. Yeah.
It's good stuff.
There you go. All right. Thank you again. All right. We're going to see if we can go catch the back end of Simon right now. So we're going to boogie. Yeah. So we're going to boogie. You ready to walk? Can we walk? All right. It's probably going to be jiggly as hell, but we're on a time crunch. So let's go. As we go back through deco arts, and we have Allumacolor tools, Toss products. We're going to do a quick. If you're needing a paint palette that is disposable, that's what Toss products are. You can use it. It's made from recycled cardboard. And then when you're done, instead of putting all that paint down the sink, you can just toss that paint palette, hence the name Toss, which is fantastic. Over here we have the R&F drawing oils. They have encaustic oils. I did a whole video and we caught them live using a lot of their tools. I do not believe they have any new products coming out this year, but it's all using heat with the oils. So you heat up the paint in order to work with it, which is really, really cool. All right. If you missed it earlier today, we did a special live with Excel. They have an amazing range of blades, which I think is so cool. So you need to definitely go and check out that video that we had this morning. And then across the way, we have Manuscript Brands. Oh, look, there's an Ed Sheeran thing. There's some pens, there's markers. I see just a whole wide, different kinds of pens. I didn't see markers, but all different kinds of pens. All right, color wheel. Oh, we're gonna go around. Actually, we'll just cut through. Oh, we'll do this way so we can see these companies. Here we have Natural Earth Paint. So this is an earth paint, fine supplies, and they're chit-chatting. So Save Non-Toxic Earth Paint. the color wheel, the amazing color wheel. You can't not have a color wheel. It tells you exactly what colors work together, complementary, supplementary, contrasting colors. What's going to make mud? You got to have your color wheel. And then we're going to spin back around, and guess what? We brought back to Simon. Did I do a good job just like hitting like 5 boosts in a row there? There we go. And here we are. Hello, hello, hello. Can I pop this up so we can hear? Is that cool? I'm just going to lay it right there. Is that fine?
Oh, yeah.
You can put it on here.
Do you want it on?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
He's like, too many different mics at the same time. I'm making it up.
Yeah, I don't know.
Is that gonna work?
I didn't bring a mic, so I don't know how loud mine will be on here. But
Okay, I'll try to just speak on. Good. How are you?
I know you just got started, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Been good.
Awesome.
All right. So I'll show a couple, probably like 4 different techniques with this. All right. Just count me down. Are you guys live
We're
already?
live.
All
I'm
right,
ready
sweet.
to go. So whenever anybody's ready.
Perfect. All right. Hey.
Now you're live.
All right. Hey everyone, it's Simon Hurley. I'm here at NAMTA at the Ranger booth, ready to share my brand new solar sprays. I'm so excited about these. We've been waiting like a year and a half for them, and I've been working with them behind the scenes, and they are so much fun. And I think seeing them in person is really important too. So there's 6 different colors of the solar spray. There's a rainbow assortment here, a really great rainbow so that you can layer them over top of other colors. So each one has a different color mica inside of it, but it's actually a clear base to the spray. So it'll go on top of things and not cover them up. But when you tilt it in the light, you really get to see the color. And then I'll show you it on white cardstock and on black cardstock too, because it acts very differently depending on the surface that you use. So before you start working with solar spray, you want to go in and just shake these up. I've been telling everyone this is my cardio for the weekend. I've burned a lot of calories doing this.
You're having a blasting class. And he's like, okay, everybody get it out. It's like
Right?
shake weights. Let's go, let's go.
Yeah, shake them up.
Like having fun, like a party in the back.
Yeah, it's like little maracas. We're making music. All right, so I'm gonna go in here with 2 different stencils. This one's called In Bloom, and then I'll go in with a different stencil. Let's just use In Bloom twice. It's a layering stencil, so there's different sizes of the florals that you could layer up, but I like to use them separately sometimes too, and I'll just go in with the sprays. When I spray these down, I like to go in and move my spray bottle as I do it. It helps to get an even spray across the surface, and also make sure that it's not gonna like get too much and kind of glob underneath the stencil, so it gives you a nice clean result then. And I'll just go in with a couple different colors. Here I'm using, that was Cross My Heart, then I used Overheated, which is the orange. Then I'll go in with a little bit of a Golden Hour, which is this great, beautiful golden yellow color. Then let's use a little bit of Crocodile Tears.
And one thing you were mentioning in class is that they're not going to make mud.
Yes. Well, so mixing them together, they might kind of make mud. They're not going to make mud if you mix them with an ink. So if you mix like a purple spray with your yellow ink, it's not going to make mud because one's a liquid and then one is more like the mica in here is like a solid, so it's not going to mix and blend weirdly. So that's how you're not going to make mud, but you still could make mud with the sprays in between all the colors, but like I find that it's not. It's shiny, beautiful colors, so I find that you don't get a lot of brown too. But it is possible with the micas.
But it's still going to be pretty shiny mud.
Right, pretty shiny mud, and that's what counts, right? Sometimes you want brown. All right, so when you tilt in the light on that black cardstock, you really get to see all the beautiful color and shine. When you look at it straight on, it almost looks clear or like white. It doesn't look like much, which is beautiful. I love that kind of shifting nature of it because it's kind of like a surprise with your card making project. And then with this one, I'm gonna heat set it to dry it. So heat setting it is just gonna help speed along the process, but you could just let it dry and check that out. Once you tilt that in the light, it's so beautiful. So if you wanna take that and pass it around and tilt it, just so you can get the right angles too, but it's absolutely stunning once it's dry on that white cardstock. And I love it on white too. I find that everyone is like, oh, well, it only works on black cardstock. And to that I say, you're wrong. You're just wrong. I think that on camera too, it's maybe a little bit difficult to see, but everyone in person has been raving about how it looks on even the white cardstock because you get a beautiful effect. And I love that it's shifting and you kind of get a little bit of a surprise. I also like it on white cardstock because sometimes people will make a beautiful background with lunar paste and be like, you know, I have all these bold colors, but what do I put on top of it because it's so bold? And so this gives you more of like something that's gonna kind of blend in and not stand out as much. You can also stamp underneath it and then spray on top of it, and you'll still see all the stamping underneath, which is really fun. This is our new typewriter stamp that we just came out with, so it gives you a lot of beautiful texture in the background. There's half. Right? It's so good. And there's like a poem written throughout here, so if you want to cut out certain words or different quotes, you totally can to use it. But I love using it just as a background as well, just for the texture all throughout it. And it stamps normally, but I like to kind of swipe my background, or swipe the ink across the surface and just get kind of like a textured, grungy look of it. Now I also want to show you what it looks like with inks because it reacts a little bit differently. And also, let's do one more thing. So someone just came over here and asked if you can lift the spray, and I was like, I don't think so, but I'll try it. And it does lift off the surface, so it reacts with the water. So they're not going to be permanent once they're dry. They're not going to really come off on your hands. Depending on the cardstock that you use, some cardstocks have more of a coating, like this might lift off just a little bit more, but the Stark White cardstock sinks right in, so the mica is not coming off.
So you just re-shook it again, even though you shook it the first time.
Yeah.
Every time you go in to spray,
Just to be careful. Just to be careful, I just go like a little shake when you're working with your projects. I also leave them on their sides when I'm working with them, and I find that's just helpful to keep them, kind of keep the mica mixed in there a little bit more.
And
but yeah,
what are we hearing in there?
a little metal ball to mix it all throughout. And if you don't hear a metal ball, sometimes it can just get stuck at the bottom, and then what you have to do is just go, and then you'll get the metal ball moving again. So if you don't hear that moving to mix it, just smack it on the floor, and you'll be good to go. All right, so I'll heat set this in between the layer.
Is there the possibility of future colors coming down the line?
Maybe. I mean, there's 6 for now. I can't spill the beans yet, but there might be some colors, maybe.
I can't wait to see.
Yeah, it'll be exciting. And then, so I'll heat set this to dry it. Make sure it's nice and dry. And then it'll always be water reactive. So I'm gonna go in with a stencil. Let's use these polka dots. I love this polka dot assortment stencil because there's different size polka dots all throughout, and you can use them to layer your backgrounds, but you can also use them separately, which is really nice. And I'm just gonna go in here and just mist this down. Now, the micas are different than an ink because an ink would react right away, and all you have to do is just lift off the stencil and you've got your ink reacted, right? With the micas, you do have to wipe. So I go in with a spray bottle, wipe it off.
Oh, look at that.
And then look, you get that really beautiful design. So it lifts off the mica really nicely. It gives you that kind of polka dot effect. And then you could, of course, go back in and spray even more if you want to, which is really fun. And then, let me go in with a little bit of ink as well. I'm gonna go in with a little bit of, let's do Crown Me.
He's in a purple mood today.
I'm in a purple mood. I like purple. I love a good purple. This one's more like triple berry, I feel like, right? Matches a little better. Yeah. All right. And I'll just go in and blend this down and add some color down. I just want quite a bit of color to show you guys this technique. So I'll mix in a little bit of Prom Queen next. Blend that together.
And the technique you're using right there, don't pounce, swipe.
Swipe, that's my biggest thing. So if you're having a hard time or you think that your ink pad might be dry, it could also just be the fact, like sometimes that people just like to tap and kind of play in their little ink pad here, but I find that like going in and actually getting ink down on the surface is really important, and then you can go in. It depends on what kind of look though you want, because sometimes people want more of a pastel look and they want that lighter look, so then go in and tap if you want to. But if you're looking for that dark color and you're not able to achieve it, sometimes it's just about the pressure you're applying, and you don't be afraid of your ink pads. These are felt ink pads, so they're not going to get ruined with just a little bit of pressure or swiping. I'm going to go in with a little bit of Shooting Star then and blend this into the pink. And I love that my colors, they blend so smooth and seamlessly without much effort. So like in between there, you're getting a nice orange color. And this is the Simon Hurley Stark White cardstock that I'm using on too. So the thing I like about this cardstock is it's uncoated. So you're not like struggling to build up color. The color sinks in really nicely and you get a beautiful effect. So really quick blend. And then I just want to go in and show you guys what it looks like when you add the sprays on top of here. So I'm going to go in with, let's do the coordinating colors. So I'll use like the red, the orange, the yellow, and then the purple as well. So again, yeah, shake it in between and then go in. I'm gonna go in and just keep the spray bottle moving as I mist it down.
But if you did a different color on top of that ink,
yeah.
again, we're not, that could be a whole other fun little palette that you're playing with,
yes.
contrasting colors.
100%, yeah, and that's where you're not gonna make mud, because if you sprayed a purple over top of this yellow, it's not gonna interact like that, because the mica is a solid. Even though this is a liquid, the mica inside of it, which is what's gonna react, is a solid, and it's not gonna mix with the inks like an ink would. So, beautiful, and then we'll just heat set this in between the layers. And that gives you such a beautiful shine and color on top of the inks. So a really fun way to be able to use the sprays. I also like to go in here too, and let's say you had some excess here. I want to spray a little bit more down just to make sure we get a nice pattern. But this is a good way to clean up. So I'll just take a piece of cardstock and I'll go in and I just lay it down on top of the surface. Give it a little pressure so that it kind of moves around there. And then I will just leave this and set it off to the side. You don't want to do something like this with paste, because paste dries and will kind of harden on your stencil, but the spray won't harden on a non-porous surface like this. It will dry on there, and all you have to do is just go back in with water and wipe it off and clean it nicely. So I'll just leave that to sit. If you pull it off too early and it's not seeped into the cardstock, it'll kind of pull it all and make just a puddle at one edge. But let me show you one that I've already done, so you can see. So when you let it sit there, you really get a beautiful pattern and texture. So it's a good way to use the excess that's on your stencils. I also love like the texture that it gives you. It's a little bit different than what it would be if it was like sprayed down in kind of that marbled texture. So a really different effect, but I've been playing all day with different backgrounds. You can of course layer stencils over top of it. So if you spray down the spray and then put a stencil over top and spray again, you get a different look. Then I lifted it off. I put a little bit of Astro paste here. This is silver lining. So different ways to just pull back in the pastes and use it along with the spray to really build up different colors. Here was the negative stencils that I did, and then I went back in with the layering stencils. So here I laid over another polka dot, sprayed over top of it. You can get a different pattern and look from it, which is really beautiful. And then this one I took that excess that I did with the florals, and then I sprayed a floral through it. So different ways to kind of build up the patterns, but I've been loving solar spray for building these things up. I also love it because in any aspect where you would use water, you can switch out the solar spray. So here I used the stamping foam to stamp it down, and instead of using water, I just went in with the solar spray and sprayed it down, and then I sprayed solar spray on top again. It doesn't affect the color intensity. Here I sprayed a little bit on there to get more of a watercolor look, and then it gives you a little bit of a shine in between there. So really fun, a beautiful effect that you can get there. And then I also like it for watercoloring, so I'll use that as like the water base to mix it in with inks, and then you get a beautiful like liquid watercolor here. Here I did it with purple, so I used the purple all throughout, and then I went in with colors on top, and again, it's not making mud there because it's not interacting, and you get that beautiful, intense shine when you look at it in the light.
So I can take a swipe of the ink, have a little spray on the table, and I can take my watercolor brush and then dip, and then I can go in and play.
You don't want to spray into your ink pad, so yeah, make sure you're doing the palette first. But yeah, you can go in and play, have fun, use it kind of as like a water. So like anytime you would use water, you could replace it with the sprays and you get shiny water. Yeah, it's magical. You get a really fun effect, and there's so many different ways to use it. I love that it's clear and then it has that shine. It's a little bit more approachable. I think that sometimes ink sprays can be a little bit messy and kind of scary. So this is nice because it's like, oh, if you do get it somewhere, it's actually clear. You get a little bit of shine, but it's not as scary as like spraying an ink spray through and getting all over your hands. So I think it's nice and approachable for card makers especially. And it's kind of like a fun kind of mixed media approach to the card making. So really fun to build up layers and kind of create this look and get a ton of different effects depending on whether you use them on black cardstock or white cardstock, which I love. I don't want to hear anyone saying anymore, it doesn't work on white cardstock, because it does. You just get a different look. It's not as shiny and intense as maybe people want it to be, or colorful as people want it to be.
It's subtle.
But it's subtle. It gives you that subtle shine, which I think that's important, because then it's like, I would want to put this flower on top of here, and sometimes like, I wouldn't want to put this flower on top of here because that would be crazy. You know what I mean? So that's where it's like, on top of here, I might put like a sentiment to finish it off, whereas on top of here, you can go crazy with bold embellishments and not worry about the background being too crazy for it, right?
How does it land on craft cardstock?
And craft cardstock, I don't have any craft with me, but I'll have to test it out when I get home. I'm assuming it would look similar to the black. It might not be as intense as this. It's gonna show more color than the white, but it might be kind of like a right in between kind of thing. It's cool on colored cardstock too, yeah. The colored cardstock is cool because it doesn't react as much as with the inks. Like the inks don't react as much as a regular water would here with the lifting, but it does like move the color around a little bit. Whereas if you spray it down on colored cardstock, it's not gonna mess up the color intensity of that cardstock. So you can go on, like, I've been having fun. I did like a live with Jennifer McGuire and we were spraying it on top of colors, and then you could like make a blue cardstock have a pink shift to it, but you wouldn't know unless you tilt it in the light, which I think is so fun. And then you could like die cut out of that or create cool effects that way. So it's like, there's so many ways to use it. You just have to kind of think outside of the box and have fun with the sprays. But yeah, it's been good. Can you mix it in with the paste? Good question. I haven't yet. I think like this would cover it up because the mica in here is
extra.
I think it would cover it because the mica is really strong in these. The way you could add it to solar paste if you want to, but these already have so much mica in them that it's not really necessary. The glitter paste I think would cover it up. I think you're really better off using these on their own. I don't think mixing them, you wouldn't really see it as much because they're subtle.
If you wanted to thin it down maybe a little bit.
If you want to thin it down, maybe yes. If you want to make it a little bit more liquidy. But I always say like, because some people were like, oh, well, this is just this in a liquid form, but it's not. This has a white base, this has a clear base, but then also the difference between these two is this is so thick that even if you water it down, it's still gonna be a paint-like kind of consistency. And when it dries, it's not like, my advice to consumers, don't try to make your own with this, putting it in a bottle, because you might save money, but it's gonna dry in your bottle after a couple hours.
You're gonna have a world of
hurt.
hurt.
A world of hurt. It's gonna clog your sprayers. So it's a completely different kind of medium. This is always gonna stay kind of a paint consistency even when you water it down. So like after a while, this is gonna dry and harden no matter what. So it's very different. So I always think like this is more my texture kind of paint consistency, and this is more for different building layers, wanting it to be more transparent, and layering it on top of things.
Well, it's just another thing to play with,
right?
Tool,
and they're fun to layer together too. I like to layer them because it's like if I did a whole background with solar spray, then I can go in with the second layer of this stencil, which is littler flowers. I can go right on top, and I can bring in a solar paste. This is gonna be more white. It's gonna be less shiny, so it'll layer on top really beautiful, and it'll give you like a completely, let me just do it actually. I'm like, why am I talking about this when I could just lay the stencil down and do it? But it's fun. There's so many ways to use it.
I'm sorry, Simon, I missed the beginning. How many colors of solar spray?
6 colors.
Thank you.
And they match the solar paste colors. Okay. So same colors as the solar paste. And I'll just go in here, swipe this across. Now the mica becomes more apparent once it's dry, but you're still gonna get a much lighter color than you would with the solar spray. Completely different effect. Solar paste has more of that white base, so you're gonna see the color, you're gonna see the white more, and then you're gonna see like a color shift on top of it, but it'll stay more opaque than a spray would. I'm gonna go in here, grab that paste off the surface, and put it right back into the jar. I tend to use more than you would need because you can always put it back into the jar. This is the paste tool set though. I love it because it's got 2 scrapers and 1 palette knife in here, so you have every tool that you would need to make backgrounds really easily with your paste. And then I'll just go in here, clean my tools off. And there we go. So that's how that background's gonna look like with paste. But I've been loving the spray because I've always wanted to like layer up different pastes to get that effect, to get multiple different colors of it. But sometimes it's like, you layer it so much that it's just too thick that then it just starts sleeping underneath the stencil because it's not laying flat anymore. So it's cool that you can now do layers of sprays and then finish it off with the paste. So don't forget about the paste. I think like they're still so fun and cool for adding texture and stuff. I think that it's just another medium you could use along with it. So it's like, all right, I'm gonna spray a couple layers and then paste at the end. And then it's like you get that wow factor from the paste. I love to add the glitter paste on top too. It gives a completely different look. So really fun ways to use this spray. But you probably can tell that the energy is radiating off the screen. I'm like, too many ideas here going on, but I've been waiting for like a year to share them. I'm like, oh, they're so good. You can do so much with them, and I can't wait to see what you all do at home with the sprays.
It's gonna be exciting. Are these already available for purchase?
Yes, they're already available for purchase everywhere. They've been flying off the shelves. I think that when people see them in person too, like when everyone took the class too, it's like that they look crazy in person, where sometimes the camera will like blow out the whites and you don't see them as much. And I got a comment on YouTube that was like, oh, well, how would someone know like that it's on the cardstock? And it's like, oh, you can really see it when you tilt it. But I think sometimes on camera, it doesn't show as much.
Or even a static picture.
You don't get it in that picture. But I think once people start using them, I think they'll understand it more. But they're super cool. They're really fun.
Are they individual bottles or can you buy them as a set?
They're individual bottles. You can buy bundles on different websites.
Okay.
I think they bundle them up, but the products will come individually. Okay. Yep, not as packs.
Very cool.
Yeah.
All right. And how many ounces are in there?
One, I believe. Yeah, one fluid ounce. So, but it's a lot. I feel like it looks like a small bottle, but a little goes a long way with these. I keep my spray bottle moving, so I don't do like big puddles of color. So you're really using a little bit. A little bit goes a really long way on your projects, which is nice.
Fantastic. Well, thank you so much. You're so amazing at this.
Yeah, thank you.
He's got this down, guys. Yeah, I'll take the mic back.
Here you go.
Fantastic.
Thank you.
All right. We're going to span over here and we're going to close out. So I have to go to do a roundtable. I'm going to be a speaker for a little bit. So we're going to close out this live, but do not fret. We are live all day tomorrow. We're going to come in and we have not even touched the other half of the trade show floor. There are so many amazing booths. Do not forget, there is a giveaway going on right now. A link is down in the information section where you can join. I have 15 amazing companies that are part of my paper craft booth crawl that's happening here at the show. This is the little one that everybody is doing here for the show. And at 4:30 today, I'm picking the winners for that fun item. But there are 3 bundles that you can get at home. So make sure you fill into that drawing. And also, every now and then, I get all these little fun goodies. Not so much on day 1 and day 2, but lots of companies like the stamp set, which I'm keeping mine. But there's all kinds of fun goodies and a little fun giveaways that companies have been giving me off camera, on camera. And so I pass that along to my YouTube members. So make sure you check out my YouTube membership. That is just one of the fun things that I do to my members is give out all kinds of fun goodies. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will see everybody live tomorrow. Bye-bye.